everyone, welcome to another episode of the ImmortalCast. Today we have with us a very special guest, Apollyon, one of the most active YouTubers on the community of Diablo Immortal. Today is gonna join us here for this episode because we're gonna discuss the state of Wizard and maybe a few more spicy topics. So we're gonna cover the PvE and PvP meta of Wizard. We're gonna go back into the story of Wizard. He's gonna explain to us how it was Wizard since day one until the present. It is Wizard a free-to-play class, how to min-max Wizard, and it is Wizard a good class to go into your guild activities. So, Apollyon, present yourself, and thanks so much for coming.
Hey everyone, I'm Apollyon, a content creator for Diablo Immortal. I've been playing since day one. My favorite class is Wizard, and that is true in any other game. If a game allows me to play a Wizard, Mage, or a Sorceress, I pick that class because I like to have the ability of playing a range class and do some kiting and look good at the same time. So thanks for inviting me in this.
I'm super excited to have you here. And before we go into the topics, I have to say that, bro, I respect the grind. You put like fucking like 2-3 videos a day sometimes. That's crazy. So you know what? You have my respect. I know how much work it takes. You know, we may not see eye to eye sometimes in the opinions, but that's exactly why I invited you here, so we can go and discuss in the middle of these topics, maybe some, controversial things. But I feel like overall, like, people tend to disagree most of the times on the internet because they don't come together to have a conversation. And whenever we are in the conversation, most times, like, people tend to see eye to eye. So, with this in mind, I want to start by asking you, what do you think it is the state of the Wizard in Diablo Immortal in 2024 in PvE and in PvP?
All right, so the state of the Wizard is like a deep question in my opinion, because are we talking about PvE or PvP? Because in PvE,
We can
I
start with
truly believe.
PvE. PvE first.
All right,
With the
okay,
easy
so
one. Easy
PvE.
one.
Yeah. All right. So PvE, I truly believe Wizard is one of the strongest classes, not because it has good damage. I don't think actually that Wizard is the highest damage dealing class, but that does not mean that Wizard is bad, because when it comes to the harder content like Challenge Rift or the Gauntlet bosses itself, Wizard can perform a lot better compared to some other classes. And when it comes to like dungeon, daily activities, open world farming, Wizard is again really good,
Yeah, it
really
just
fast,
smashes,
a
man.
lot,
You do it
yeah, a
so
lot of
fast.
mobility.
Yeah.
You don't need the highest damage in
Mm.
PvE. You just need enough damage nowadays to do any content at a good pace. And when it comes to like Challenge Rift, Wizard is one of the best classes out dealing with any sort of monsters, even the zombies and spiders. If one knows how to play a Wizard, you can completely lock down monsters in Challenge Rift. And when it comes to the Challenge Rift or the Gauntlet bosses, you have 100% uptime for the damage crystals, damage immunity. Like, you can avoid all the damage. So
Yeah.
in PvE, I would say Wizard is really strong, really powerful. You have different style of gameplay. You can go with the freeze, you can go with the lightning, or you can try and go with the fire builds. But
Yeah.
right now, the fire builds are not that strong. So I'm hoping that in the upcoming weeks or like months, we will see some more new ways of creating more fire builds. So I
Yeah.
would say really strong
They
in
are
PvE.
like definitely like really strong, and
Yeah.
I don't have the same experience as you obviously, but I played the
Mhm.
Wizard for like 2 weeks, for like, like 3 months ago, and because I wanted to, I saw a guy, imagine like me as a newbie, okay, starting to play the
Yeah.
game, and all of a sudden you see like the flash passing through you, like with the lightning
Oh
nova,
yeah, definitely.
and I was like,
Lightning Nova.
God damn, that's cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that.
that was like definitely one of the moments that made me want to go Wizard. I have like one single moment usually for every class, and that's the one that I feel like Wizard does like really well, extremely well in that type of content. But I wanted to ask you a question, like more broad when it comes like not only
Mhm.
as Wizard, but you said something that I thought was like very interesting. That you said that right now everyone has a lot of damage, right? So
Yeah.
it doesn't like really matter nowadays what class you play, especially in PvE, because everyone is just like that strong. Do you feel like that's healthy
Yes.
for the game, or do you feel like maybe a stat squish and that, you know, maybe put like again Wizard and Demon Hunter as being like top DPS and maybe lowered a bit like Barbarian and Crusader DPS? Because I feel like nowadays everyone does like so much damage, and then you have classes that also add like auras, debuffs, armor breakers,
Mhm.
you know, and makes you feel like the DPS classes like Wizard and Demon Hunter are not like that needed any longer in the content. So that's
Yes.
my perception. What do you think about it?
Well, I would look at this in a different perspective because
Mm-hmm.
right now the content we have in PvE,
Mm-hmm.
if we reduce the damage, let's say we reduce the damage, that content become boring really fast. The dungeons will take a lot longer for you to clear.
Mm-hmm.
People will complain they cannot do dungeons fast enough with wizard or any other class that will be lacking damage. So
Oh,
I think that is one of the reasons that they have
can I counter argue
made.
with that? I'll counter argue like with a very
Yeah,
simple
yeah,
thing, because I want to ask you a
yeah,
question.
definitely.
I agree, like you don't want to make it like super boring, right? Because everyone is
Yes,
just like this super fast pacing. But do you
yes,
think that if in the future with like a redesign of the dungeons, maybe the dungeon need to be like slightly different, right? Or just remove
definitely.
all the crap and we know what you're talking about. But maybe make tune them a bit to make it like a bit harder, so at least you are able to do the mechanics. But because personally I come from World of Warcraft and I used to go into dungeons, and dungeons you require a party. It can be easy to do
Definitely.
it if you have a good party, but you still need a party. Like you cannot go into a dungeon and you have like one guy just blasting through everything. You are literally just slash follow, and the dungeon is done in 1 minute, you know, like. So that's what I was talking about. Like, do you think also that's healthy, or do you feel like maybe here a middle term, like not too slow, not too fast?
I do have a solution for that
Mm-hmm.
because if they were to make the current dungeons harder, a lot of free to play and the new players will complain that they cannot complete that because we have new players coming to the game. They already have hard difficulty like raising their combat rating because they don't know what they're doing. So my solution would be bringing a new type of like dungeon where you can click that. It will make the dungeon harder. It will have no story. It
Mm-hmm.
will
Like an
have no
hard mode.
story.
Hard mode.
Hard mode, and you only have to kill monsters and bosses, and the chance of the drop rate like can be higher. It could be like terror dungeons.
Yeah.
Dungeons.
Like
Diablo is
Oblivion
coming.
Pillars, right? Oblivion
Oblivion,
Pillars.
yeah, something like
Oh
that,
my god,
and
that's such a good idea. I love it.
it would. I think it would make more sense for the end game. That is what you are trying to
Yeah.
reach, and you would like need a party of four who can actually do these dungeons fast enough. I won't
Yeah.
say like make them like so hard that people cannot play, but if you have a good party, you will
Yeah.
be doing them quicker rather than just one
Just
player
yeah, just one
blasting
play
everything.
blasting everything, you know.
Yeah.
I think that definitely makes it like a bit unfun. Most of the
Mhm.
times nowadays, I just like I'm not even thinking. Like, when was the last time you actually did any mechanic or thought about anything inside a dungeon? Like, so I agree with you. I feel
All
like
right. I would
go on.
like to say something to
Mm-hmm.
that. I mean, when I'm doing dungeons nowadays, I play the game on mute,
Mm-hmm.
and I have always something on my screen, like I'm watching a movie or like
Yeah,
watching some anime. That
that's
that is
literally
the
me.
current state of the dungeons.
Or watching
So
this podcast also, right? Like maybe they are watching this podcast right now, and but you know what?
definitely,
Oh, I'm actually, if you go to the comment section on the last episode, like you're gonna see like two or
yeah,
three people and say, "Hey, I'm loving to do dungeons while listening to this," you know, and they
yeah,
listen to the whole
definitely.
4 hours. That's insane. All 4 hours. That's like literally insane. But I agree with you. Do you think also that's fun? You know, because I always see like games as like a fun, man. And for me, like doing dungeons, yeah, it was fun in the beginning, but now it's like a chore, right? Like you're just there to
Mhm.
grind. You're watching. You're not even paying attention to the game itself.
The most fun I had in the recent weeks was when I was doing Vanguard
Oh my god!
because it
Right?
it was it was
It was
actually
amazing.
fun. Yeah, it was fun.
It
The
was
first
fun.
week, now it has gotten a lot
Yeah, now
easier
it's
since
like,
I have like
you
higher
know.
rank. Yeah, but when we first started, everyone was like, "Dang it, we all dying in it."
Yeah,
Level 3, level 4, and you actually had to come up with some new ideas where players came up with 6 piece witches
that was
to
amazing.
get the healing for everyone. That was a new idea, and
Yeah,
then one person is running immunity, CC, and other are dealing damage,
yeah.
buffing one another, and
So
getting those different charms, and also working on the paragon. Like if you have 4 different classes, you can go with a one of the paragon
oh, the
skill
massacre or
that,
something, right?
yeah, it
Yeah,
helps you deal 20% more damage to the
yeah,
bosses. So
yeah.
that was the last time when I actually had fun
You know what? I
doing
never thought
something
about
hard.
that Paragon. Now that you said,
Yeah.
but actually, that's a good idea going in that Paragon.
Yeah, yeah, a lot. I have seen some players doing that. I mean, even the first week we were doing the
First week was
level
tough.
4, we died so many times,
Yeah,
but we end up doing it at the end. So that
but
was fun.
but you know why it was exciting? Because you're dying.
Yeah.
When was the last
Yep.
time you died in PvE? You know, unless like you fell
Uh,
asleep on the keyboard playing the game, right? Uh,
well, when I did actually went AFK, I died. So that was the last time I end up
yeah.
dying.
So that's exactly what I'm talking about, and you literally pinpoint what the next thing that I was gonna speak, because that's
Mhm.
exactly the experience that I don't need to have like super hard content all the time, but man, just create like for the developers, I think it was such a, or it should be a very eye-opening experience how players really enjoy to have like some kind of struggle, you know, because blasting through all the content, like imagine this, we have the main story dropping, we have like other content coming, like you always, all the time you always blast through the content, it's done in like 2 or 3 hours or even less, and then you just move on. Okay, I'm ready for the next patch, you know. So Vanguard was the exception to that, and
Mhm.
so I agree with you, like some hard mode, I actually thought that it was a very interesting idea, because keep the easy, you know, the easy dungeons for the newbies and the ones that are still trying to catch up, but make
Yeah.
like content for people that are like in the end game, because you know at the end of the day, who is paying the bills most of the
We
times, I
paying
feel.
customers are, yeah.
Yeah, in especially the dedicated ones, like the whales,
Yeah,
right? Like the whales
definitely.
are not farming Inferno one, right? Like the whales are farming like the end content, and most of them are just like doing
I mean,
PvP.
I myself and a lot of whales been farming Inferno 3 dungeons
Hmm.
since we hit Paragon 400,
Yeah,
because there is no point in playing Inferno 2 dungeons. They are really easy.
yeah, it's the
We
same
are
as me.
already, yeah, it's too easy. There is no point in doing that. So we already been like farming Inferno 3 dungeons, trying to pre-farm.
How
Sorry?
how many Inferno 3 wisps you have? The
I
good.
have well over 100 because I have not been grinding the
Okay,
dungeons all that
you,
much.
you've been
I
playing
usually,
Assassin's Creed. I know.
yeah, we were talking about that. I mean, I just started playing Assassin's Creed, and before that, I
Yeah,
was playing Star Wars Outlaw. So those are some of the games I play
yeah,
to keep things fresh. If
yeah.
I would be playing too much Immortal, then I would not be enjoying the game.
But okay, I wanted to ask you a question. Is
Mhm,
it really that sentence? Is it true? Because you're saying that if I was playing too much Immortal, probably I will not
mhm.
enjoying it. But is it that true? If the game was that good, you will probably want to spend more time inside the game. But because you feel like the game isn't in a good state, it makes you feel like, okay, if I spend more time, I'm gonna get tired and I'm gonna burn out, right? Like, do you think like this makes sense what I said?
Well, I do have a somewhat an answer to this.
Mm-hmm.
The game, I would say, is good,
Mm-hmm.
but imagine this game is somewhat like an ice cream,
Okay.
and you can have
Which
the
flavor?
same
You have to
flavor.
say the flavor. You have to say the.
Let's just go with the vanilla flavor. So you
Okay.
having
Okay.
vanilla today,
Uh huh. Okay.
tomorrow, day after that. Eventually, you will get tired of having vanilla. Unless
Mm,
you really like the flavor of the
yeah.
same ice cream every single day. It's not because the game is bad, It's just we having the same flavor every single day.
Yeah.
That is why we get bored and want to try something new. So it is sometimes a good thing for you to
Go
move
and play
away,
something else.
go away, do something else,
Yeah.
and come back and have that vanilla ice cream again, and you will experience it again why you like that flavor.
Yeah.
So that is somewhat I would
You know
like.
what I'm
That is
gonna
how I
do?
would answer that.
Next week I'm
Yeah.
gonna, I'm gonna try the flavor of Diablo 4 expansion.
Oh,
That's the
definitely.
that's
Yeah.
a, that's the one that I'm
Wrestle
gonna
of
try.
Hatred. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, it
But
is good for us content creators as well. I mean, if we only been playing just one game,
yeah.
and it
I
can be
love
bad.
Diablo Immortal and Diablo 4. I think like they are very different from each other. I
Yeah.
think like people that compare them like I mean it's the same IP, okay? Like but
Mhm.
the games are so different. Like if you didn't play both of them, you will say that they are like almost the same, you know? So I mean, for me, I understand what you're saying, but personally, I'm that kind of gamer that maybe because I got used to play World of Warcraft for like
Mhm.
6 7 years, right? And I'm the kind of player that I love to go and play a game and fully dedicate my attention, like go as deep as I can into it, like into knowing everything about the game, the best of my capabilities, right? Like there's so many things
Yeah.
that I don't do, but I tried in the past to like jungle a lot, like between multiple. Like I have a friend, like, and probably like you're also like that. Like he's like playing like 5 games at the same time, and like I just cannot do that. I give my full attention to one game, and then if I'm gonna play Diablo 4, probably I'm not gonna play Immortal for like a few days. No, that's actually a lie. Because I'm addicted and I'm gonna do the dailies because I want the
Yeah.
normal
Definitely.
gems.
I mean,
Um,
for me, whenever I get some free time, I'll like try and play another game if
Mhm.
I can, of course. But my main game is, of course, Immortal. I
Yeah.
farm all the daily important stuff, which is basically normal gems
Hmm.
for me.
Yeah.
Other
Yeah.
than
Just
that,
the
there
12
isn't
ones.
anything else.
Yeah.
Like you just go hit the assembly, do one contract for the shadows,
Yeah.
and
I'm at the same stage
that's
as you. You know, I'm.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I used to be a super hardcore grinder. Okay, I used to play this game like, bro, like too much. Okay, like I got like level 30 gear like. Okay, not healthy. I don't like.
Oh, I did saw you like getting that in like 6 months. That was impressive.
No, no, not even 6 months, like 4 months. Like it's like
Yeah, that is
142
extremely
days, like extremely.
yeah,
Okay, not
extremely
healthy. Please,
expensive.
kids, don't do this at home. Like
Yeah,
in the wrestling. Remember the wrestling that appears.
yeah,
Um, uh,
definitely.
so I mean, since then, I will say like my game time has dropped like tremendously. Like since I got like level 30 on my gear, it's like I'm lacking something like that pursuit of the to do. And now I do YouTube, right? So YouTube
Yeah,
is also another thing on top of like you have a life
playing
also,
game.
and you have
Yeah,
in my case I have a wife, so I have responsibilities. I gotta to do shit, and like Diablo now is taking a bit of like I still enjoy the game. I still love to do, but I now create maybe play like with a different mindset, just because it's the only way that I still get motivated to keep on the grind. Like I grind because maybe I want to create content, but like I log in, and if I have my weeklies done that I do usually on Monday or Tuesday, then I just log
mhm.
in, do the shadow contract, like you said, do the 12 gems, and then I'm out. I rather like even now I went like to the park like with my wife. I just rather like go do something else, because I feel like there's not a lot of reason for me to keep on the grind. And do you feel that the same way?
Yes, I somewhat feel the same way right now. Like the
Yeah.
Monday can be you have a lot of stuff to do,
Yeah, it's
especially if
overwhelming.
you.
It's like a fucking job.
Oh,
It's like, oh my god,
yeah,
I'm
yeah, it's a
clocking in.
bit too
I'm
much.
clocking in.
And especially if you are in a competitive clan, they will also ask you to do all the shadow contract
Yeah,
before
yeah,
Tuesday as well to be in top three. So on the top of that, we have like Terror Rift, we have raids, we have the
yeah,
hidden list or the Verge Arab and whatever you like to do, and it can be a bit too much.
yeah.
Like every Monday. So other than that, there isn't much to do. I just do 3 dungeons daily, 12 gems a day,
And the end it
and
says
one
done.
contract,
See you on
3
Monday,
PvP.
boss. Right? Like see you on
Yeah.
Monday. Yeah.
I mean, because other than that, like I also like edit every day, so it takes time.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
do
yeah, I
somewhat.
completely agree. I'm
Yeah.
in the same boat. Also because like Vanguard now, all I do is like boost my guild or just go do 5 and then I'm done. I got to a Bane level 17, so I can
Yeah,
literally
Bane.
just I go with randoms now if I want to. Like I literally can solo the boss. Like the auto build is
I
critting.
mean,
Tell me.
okay, that is a fun part because this week, when the Vanguard got reset,
Uh huh.
I end up going into random, and I was like, "Wow, we all strong enough to do it in a random now. We don't
Yeah.
even need to look for the team." So I
Yeah.
was doing it with the random, and so yeah, it's like that because I
But
try
I'm
and not
sad a
look
bit.
for the team.
I'm a bit sad now.
Sorry.
I'm a bit sad that because Vanguard reward isn't like the most exciting one. Of course, like the effects that the new weapons, the affix they
Yeah, the new
do, they
weapons.
look cool. They look. I mean, the Whirlpool guy, the summons like pulls everything,
Mhm.
like knocks back. That's like for me my favorite, right? That's the one I use for
Well,
PvP.
the best use for them right now is like players
Vault.
been trying to get that. Yeah, for the vault basically. They go at the dummy, charge it up, and using vault. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the use of it.
Yeah,
Other than that, you don't even use like primary all that much in PvE.
yeah,
Everything just dies as you
yeah,
touch most of the stuff. I
yeah.
mean, if
I
you're
agree.
using a proper setup, things die really, really quick.
Yeah. So
So,
going back to Wizard, okay.
all right, back to
We're
Wizard.
back to
Let's
Wizard,
go.
guys.
Back to Wizard.
We agree. Like, I feel like Wizard is in a pretty good spot.
All
I
right, all
think.
right. Okay, one more thing I think I missed about the
Okay.
Wizard when you
Mm-hmm.
ask how the class is as in PvE.
Mm-hmm.
I would say really good, but when you are starting a new Wizard, Wizard is one of the worst classes. Your essences will be
I
dog shit.
know. I know.
Dog shit, you need to get some proper essences before the wizard will shine. Otherwise, it's the dog shit, boring class.
I
You will be
know.
dying, and you will be like, this is everything the wizard can do with these boring Arcane Scorch, and this isn't fun.
Yeah.
But once you get, you need definitely essences for a wizard
Yeah.
to make the class fun.
But
And
you know
I
what?
would say it,
You literally
yeah,
just described my experience. I saw, like I said, I saw that guy
yeah,
flying through, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
he was
With the,
carrying me. And then once I traded to Wizard, it was like,
Mhm.
bro, I'm almost dying against mobs. Do you know?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's one of the like rough classes to
Mhm.
start. You will be very squishy. Your essences will be really really bad. You need to do some hard
Yeah.
grind and die here and there,
I have a
especially as
quick
a
tip.
free to play.
Like
Yep.
if you're just thinking about like changing classes, there are two ways.
Mhm.
Or you join a group that you pretty much get carried in open world, but of course, like that's
Yeah.
the easy way to do. But my tip is there is on these events these mystery items that you can get as a reward from the events and from other things in the game, but I think mainly they come from the events. And if you
Yeah.
keep stacking them while you're playing like your main class, and then you just okay, today I'm gonna try wizard, and you swap, and then you just spam like you have like 100 or like 50 mystery items, and then you're just gonna get out of the blue like maybe like 10 20 answers. And if you unlock like the key ones, then pretty much like your wizard
Definitely.
is gonna be playable.
And I would add there is another way of getting more essences, especially if you are collecting Moonlight Flora. Just keep that when you switch your class. You can
Oh.
use that, and it will guaranteed give you one legendary item.
Oh,
So you
it's
can also
guaranteed.
get
I
more.
didn't know that was guaranteed. I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, also you have the gambler. I love to go on the gambler still.
Yeah, if you have gold, but I doubt a lot of players
Yeah, in the
who are like
beginning.
new or yeah will have gold. They will be
Yeah,
spending it on like upgrading
yeah.
the gear pieces.
But I'll tell one final note on the PV
Mhm.
wizard that, like I said, I feel like nowadays every class has a lot of damage. So the requirement of bringing a wizard. It is less, the same as like a demon hunter. So I feel like, or you bring DPS or you bring utility. And I don't think Wizard brings a lot of utility, it only brings damage. And for example,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think like Wizard, if you guys brought like something new, for example, World of Warcraft. I'm gonna give a lot of reference for World of Warcraft because it's my favorite game still. And Wizard Mage in that game, it is one of the strongest. Like it has polymorph, which is like polymorph is like you put like a mob in crowd control, and now it's a chip, and you is like you have a pack of like 4 or 5 mobs. And in
Hmm.
Diablo Immortal, you just run through them, right? But
Yeah, definitely.
but in WoW, because things are a bit more different, more difficult, not like super hard, but like if you have a pack of like 5 6 mobs, usually you want like to crowd control, and if you have like
Mhm.
a frost mage, he's just gonna CC like 2 or 3. That's like his role is like CC these mobs,
Yeah,
while the tank, the healer, and the other DPS, they kill the mobs. So I know completely different games, but
yeah, yeah.
bringing something unique to the party, that's my main point. It is something that I
Well,
wish that Wizard could bring, but maybe
I
I'm
mean,
wrong, and
no, Wizard can bring like a CC freeze, like
Mhm.
the
But there's no
ice,
need.
ash.
There's no
No
need.
need. Everything will die before you
Yeah.
like CC in
Yeah.
like the monsters, and most of the CC does not work versus the
Yeah.
bosses. So
Yeah.
if there was some sort of stun mechanic with the bosses that allows you to stun them with some CC,
Yeah, or
maybe
slow the
then it
boss, or
yeah, slow
yeah.
reduce their attack speed, damage, or something, then it would make sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But none of that exists right
But
now in
there's no
Diablo Immortal.
mechanics, because there's no mechanics.
Yeah, so no CC wizard required right now, but we do have CC
Yeah, but imagine like
abilities.
in another world where there is hard mode, and now you cannot
Yeah.
fly through them, and you actually gonna have like to pull the mobs and be a
Hmm.
bit more strategic. Than you have like you going as a mage, and you like
I
crowd
mean,
control that. That'll be so cool, man.
I would give an example of Diablo 4 where
Mm-hmm.
the bosses does get stunned once you apply enough
Oh, the
DC on them.
scattered, right?
Yeah, they
Shattered,
I
shattered,
forgot.
scattered.
Yeah,
It's like a sub
yeah,
mechanic.
shattered is you can if you use enough CC or like stun them, they will eventually get stunned, and you can just
Yeah,
use whatever you like, and they will take extra damage. We
yeah,
don't have any of those mechanics in
yeah,
Diablo Immortal, so it
yeah.
does not make sense using
That's a
CC
really good point. So,
in easy PvE modes.
how much would you rate right now Wizard from like a tier list? S, A, B, or C?
Does
Without
it?
personal
What
bias.
would be the criteria? Is it
PV.
for the hard content?
No,
Hard content? Or,
okay. I will say let's be more broad. Okay, let's say overall.
mm,
Okay, PV
or
in general.
okay, so in PvE, are we looking at it as a free-to-play perspective or like somewhat? I myself is somewhat 5K rezo, if your
Yeah.
viewers does not know. So
Okay, so
maybe,
if you're a 5K rezo, every class is S
mhm,
tiered. Okay, in PV.
yeah, yeah. So
They-
my
yeah, so I understand what you're saying. Like your perspective is
yeah.
a bit different because you don't struggle at all, right? So that's what you're saying.
I
Except
mean, I
like
can do a
maybe,
lot of damage.
yeah.
So
So okay,
but I will try and answer it as a free to play, because even sometimes when I do some visit video guys, I on purpose put some 1 star and 2 star gem and even go like 700 and 1000 rezo
yeah,
and try
yeah,
and showcase that you can do some really good damage and still be a really good wizard.
yeah.
So I would say PvE wizard in hard content, especially like challenge rift and goglet, is going to be really good if you have some proper setup, meaning you will need a lot of beneficial duration gear pieces. Wizard is really hungry on beneficial
Yeah,
stat. You need it for the skills, you need it basically for everything
yeah,
for a wizard. If you are lacking that, then it will be not fun.
yeah.
So let's
Beneficial
say you have
effects.
a
Yeah,
let's say you farmed the beneficial duration on your gear pieces and reforged that on your pieces as well. Then the wizard is going to be, I would say, a tier in my tier in A tier in my opinion in PvE, especially in the harder content challenge rift. You can
Mm,
pretty much CC everything and immune to the boss damage at the end. Goglet 3 bosses, you can be immune to all the damage. And when it comes to dungeon and daily farm, we already know wizard can teleport and move at really fast speed with the basically you turn into lightning yourself and move really fast.
yeah,
Use teleport, and if you have gems like the Viper Bite, Everlasting, you just hit them, leave them with damage over
and they
time,
die.
and they eventually die.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So Wizard in PvE, I would say A tier in my opinion.
yeah,
But for players who are new and struggling to get the gear, still for them it will be maybe B.
yeah,
They need Wizard needs a lot of beneficial duration,
yeah.
and without that, you cannot even
Mm.
have 100% uptime on your like Lightning Nova, which makes you really fast, turn you into a lightning itself. You will be struggling with that, and you will be struggling with the immunities as well. So
Yeah,
beneficial
I
duration is
100%
needed.
agree. 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if you're free to play to even low spender or you just started the game,
Hmm.
Wizard is a roughy one, man. You were there for the ride. But also think that you might struggle in the beginning, but you can actually grow also like very very strong. And one thing that we didn't speak there, also we're gonna speak
Hmm.
on PvP, but also I think still matters a slight bit is like your skill, right? Like
Definitely.
if you know how to play wizard like very well, you know how to kite, you know how to CC all the mobs. You like it's not every player that even if like wizard is strong in challenge rift that can actually go inside and kill
Oh no,
everything.
no, no, no. Yeah.
Like you need to
You need.
have some actual skill even to do like the hardest content in PV.
I mean, I'll give you an example. I have completed challenge with 294 right now.
Oh, that's
And
impressive, man.
that is really high.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
I'm sitting at rank 2 in my server.
Mm-hmm.
And the person who is above me is 10,000 resonance. And
Mm,
the one below me is 7,200 or 7,800 resonance. And they can do a lot more. They have a lot more combat rating. But I end up doing 294 combat rating as 294 challenge prep with 475 less combat rating, and the
damn.
boss was like 124 million HP. So I don't think there are many wizards out there who can do the same thing.
Yeah.
It does take a lot of tries, and it does
Yeah.
take some skill, knowing when to group up, when to attack, and
Yeah, I
yeah,
actually did
it does make a difference. But that is true with other classes, I believe, as well.
yeah, yeah. I did a guide like recently. And during my research, I was, not only like because when I do a guide, I have my personal experience and personal bias, but then I also want to see like what is the opinion and other things from other creators, right? So on Challenge Rift, man, it is a gamble fest. Okay, it's like you need to get the right map, and then if you do everything right and you kill all those mobs like very fast, you still need to get like the right boss. And I feel like for me, the boss itself, I feel like it'll be. Do you think it'll be more fair if it was like a fixed boss, or you think like it is more interesting if it's like random?
I mean, they know, I think developers, Blizzard know themselves that players try to aim for a map. I
Mm-hmm.
think there is some desert looking type fortress map where the monsters are very slow and not hitting you with the range.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone try and do that and fight the bosses, which doesn't have 1,000 minions basically,
Yeah.
which can one shot you. So it would be actually a good idea if it was somewhat a fixed boss that you have to go and defeat,
Yeah.
but monster types can be different, so you still have to sometime go in, go out, going and see
Yeah,
if you
but
get
but,
the
but do you
right.
think like again, like I see all this from the optics of fun, right? And
Mhm.
the reason why I don't push a lot challenge rift is because like going in and out for me is not fun. And when I
I
get
mean,
the right map and I get to the boss and I don't get like the like the troll girl like bow,
yeah,
like
yeah,
or the
yeah,
lizard, I
definitely.
get frustrated, like okay, I'm gonna
I
get
mean,
sandstorm and it's gonna one shot my ass.
I mean, when we get Zoltan Cool, it's like F you. You just had to show up here, and he
Yeah.
would be using his like big AoE attack, and you just die.
Yeah.
So another thing I would add, for some classes it is much harder to do a challenge for. For example, if I was not a wizard, I would not able to do 290 for a challenge for,
Yeah.
because I completely CC everything. Nothing was moving.
Yeah.
And when the boss spawned, I used my armory,
Yeah, your
the
pet.
pet one,
Yeah.
and I'm switching a build. So if I was not a wizard and some other class, I would have to like find the perfect monsters,
Mm.
which won't be like shooting at me. But as a wizard, I like fought the zombies and went for the boss.
Yeah.
And I
But
think
I
for
feel
other
like
class,
I feel like there's I don't like the RNG factor because if everything was fixed, then you will understand that okay, that's okay. If that guy did, probably I also can
yeah,
do. You know, or you will try to find a way to beat it. But because there's so much RNG, this is just like my personal opinion. It just makes
too
the
much
whole game,
RNG. Yeah,
yeah, the RNG like on the boss and on the map makes it like very annoying for me. And that's because that's why I only push like every month or something. But I wish it
Y-
was not the case. You know, I wish I could push like because I
y-
like harder content. In
I
Diablo
mean,
4 we have the pit, right?
I would agree with you if they give us an option of like fighting a fixed boss,
Mm-hmm.
then it would be a lot better experience.
Yeah,
You just have to
I don't mind the
get
map.
lucky with
I don't mind the map.
yeah, yeah,
You know, it's more the
yeah,
boss. The boss it is annoying.
yeah. I mean, sometimes you get some bosses are good for a few classes and bad for some other classes.
Yeah,
Like Zoltan Cool could be maybe I'm not sure if he is good for any class, but let's say
I don't think it is.
uh, Ball shows up. It
Yeah,
is really good for me because he does not move, and
yeah.
he just shoot his slow projectile. I can just stand still
Yeah,
with
yeah,
my Muti Crystal and keep hitting him. He
yeah,
does not spawn any minions. He is really good for me.
yeah,
But if it shows up for a Demon Hunter will be like too many stuff coming at me. Not a good boss to fight.
yeah, yeah.
So having a fixed boss or having an option, you want to fight this boss at the end would be a good
Yeah, I
thing in
agree.
my opinion.
And it will be like fixed for everyone. It's like floor 290, you know, it's that boss for everyone. You know, like that's what I'm trying to say.
Oh
Uh
no, no, no. Imagine they pick different bosses for different tiers, and some boss on some tiers the boss is really bad. It would
hey,
be
but you know, it will be a challenge. I don't know. I'm all in for like challenge again, like
well, yeah,
I
that is
like
true. That is true. It will be challenging.
because
I'm
if
not
you
gonna
cannot
complain.
beat
I think
it,
it's
if you can't beat it,
yeah,
probably the other guy can also not beat it, right?
yeah,
Or the
definitely.
so
Yeah,
it
definitely.
may be, you know, like if you remember, like for example, it's a completely a tangent, but like the speed
Mhm.
running event in the dungeons, right? Like the first
Yeah,
few days was very exciting because people were trying to find out how can I like do this in the faster way, how can I now skip parts, how, like you know,
yeah,
I got to know like the dungeons like so well, not because I did like 1000 before, but because
yeah.
I did the speed running event and I got to, you know, I got to the highest rank on that event, but
Oh, that
it was exciting.
first days.
Was
Yeah,
exciting. It was super
I do
exciting.
have I do have some stories about that
Yeah.
when it started. I mean, everyone knows I'm a wizard, and some players were reaching out to me, bro. If you release any of the dungeons guides showing wizard builds,
Uh huh.
we're gonna curse you. So
Yeah.
I did not end up sharing any builds because everyone was trying to figure their builds.
Did,
How can they
I
like
want to
get the
ask you
fastest?
something.
Yeah,
Did you hide your build? Because I'll tell you
I
this.
did.
You did. You did. Oh my god. I did too, man. I did it like
I
the barbarian with a leap and using
yeah.
the then yeah, it was like nobody was using the fucking leap, man. Everyone was trying like to do the open world like just running, and I was like, bro, if I use the leap, I'm gonna be like way faster, like rat sprint leap, and that's all I needed. So oh my god, that's so funny.
So
Like
what so what I did was for the first 10 days I did not share anything, and after 10 days I did end up sharing all my builds and the
yeah.
gameplay, and some comments were saying like, bro, you are the first creator who is actually
Uh,
sharing wizard builds.
yeah. On my
I was
defense, on my defense, I didn't used to create content, okay? But I was very sneaky because that's what people were doing. People were going to the leaderboards and they were like inspecting like all the time,
Yeah,
trying to get
definitely.
like the cheesy tactic to, because like sometimes it was like, man, I had like in the first few days, like 2 3 3 days, I had like 30 seconds and people were whispering me and they're like,
Yeah,
you know what was my answer? There's like, no, I just got Nike shoes, man. No,
mm,
that was, I didn't share, man. I didn't want it. But
yeah.
it was fun. It was a fun event. Then they kind of ruined it. But the first few days, and I feel like that's
Was
what I'm looking for in the game. It's like, give me some fun memories and fun events. Don't make them like last 2 weeks. Just make them like last like 3 4
definitely
days.
that is what I was going to say. It was a fun event, but the duration, man.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness, the duration 2 weeks or was it
yeah, it was
3?
too much. Yeah, it was two
Those
weeks.
days
Yeah, terrible.
felt too long. Like it was
Yeah,
unnecessary.
one
I think.
rotation was fine.
mm,
One rotation, one in my
I
opinion.
mean, at max 1 week was more than enough. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
But going for 2 weeks, that was just a bit
yeah,
too much of a grind. Every 12 hour, you have a new rotation,
yeah.
and you have to go and do it again. And
Yeah, I would have done
instead,
like every 24 hours, maybe, or no, one
it
week
was.
every 12 hours was fine. 1 week every 12 hours
Yeah,
was fine.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That is another really good suggestion by
yeah,
you.
yeah,
I would agree.
yeah,
Like one dungeon per day, that would be more than enough. But
yeah.
like giving two dungeons a day, I mean, that was a bit
Tell
too
me
much.
something,
And
because you were
mhm,
also rank one, right? Or you were you
yeah,
rank one? Okay, so
I was ranked one with maximum points
yeah,
in my
yeah, yeah.
server. Yeah.
So I want to ask you: did you, by the end of the event, did you start also being like smarter? Because in the first days, I used to do like right in the beginning, right? Like, okay, 12
Mhm,
hours to go. I used to do like the best time, and then I used to log out, like change the gear, log out.
mhm.
But by the end of the event, I always did at the end, because I didn't, because what happens is like, if you do it right in the beginning of like the 12 hours, then you're gonna have all these tryhards for like the next 12 hours trying to beat your time. So on the second week, most people already figured out more or less how to do. But still, if you did it on the computer, there was like this loading thing that you could like leap to the front, and there was like a few things that you could do like very
Yeah,
interesting.
few things. Yeah, few
Yeah,
things,
very
and some
cheesy,
bugs.
cheesy things, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
did you started doing more like, okay, 30 minutes to end this event? I have this guy. This guy has like 2 minutes and 2 seconds. I just have to do like 2 minutes and 1 second, and I'm gonna be first place. Or you didn't do that?
I was a tryhard, so
Oh, you
I
were
was
the.
doing at the very beginning.
Oh my
I was
god,
setting
you were
I was
sweating.
setting the best. So the idea for me was that if I were to get the best time, the next person needs to beat my time to take my spot.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was a super try hard, setting the best time for a visit. And in some cases, someone else did came close to the same time, but
Mhm.
they still did not took my spot because I was the first
Yeah,
person
do they
who
get like
got
the
the
same
same time.
time as you? The same time, but
Yeah,
like they are like in second place?
they are second place.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was the super try hard, but
Yeah,
eventually, when after first week, I was super lazy and I was not doing
yeah,
it
you just get
whenever
like
we
the
were
top.
getting it.
At some time, like by
Yeah.
the end, it was just get like the top three, because they also, that's such a nonsense. The top three will get like
Oh,
the same points. Like, what the hell? But yeah, like it was a fun event. So let's shift gears and let's speak about
mhm.
PVE can also be like very fun, as long as you do like fun events and fun game modes, and that's
Definitely.
everyone says like PVE is super boring, but it is actually not if you make cool stuff, make things slightly harder, make things like challenge, make things like players going against each other, like even inside PvE. It doesn't have to be PvP. So
Mhm.
I actually like things like speed running, because it was a very cool concept, because it's like inside PvE you have PvP, right? So
Yeah.
I liked that.
I mean, that event was also good for the community because they were socializing with one another a lot
Yeah.
more, trying to find out, hey, bro, what are you running?
Yeah, yeah.
And what server you are? You
Yeah.
are not on the same server, right? So let me know what builds you're running.
Yeah,
Stuff
yeah,
like that. A lot of players had good time, but
yeah.
the duration was a bit too long, but the event itself
Yeah,
was
it
good.
was fun.
And I won't mind if we get events like that like every month, but
Hmm.
like 4 days, 5 days at max. I think that would be good
Yeah.
for game and allow players to socialize with one another from different servers as well and try and find out what they're
Yeah.
using.
Yeah,
And I think that would be good.
that's another good point that I didn't think, like the cross server, right? Like that
Yeah,
sometimes you play on the same server and you forget that there are like more
yeah.
servers like in different regions.
I mean, players were reaching out to me and they were like, "Hey," I was like, "You are not on my server, right?
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
let
yeah,
you know
yeah,
in the DM what builds I'm in
yeah.
because I don't want them to be on my server
Yeah, of
and
course,
using the
man.
same thing."
There's always like some
So
competitiveness, which is healthy, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it
So
was good.
talking about competitive modes, we
All right,
have PvP. Okay,
all right,
so we're gonna
PvP.
speak about Wizard in PvP, and we also can speak about PvP in general. And we all know how controversial this can be. If you've been following the past weeks, right? Uh,
Yeah,
so how
yeah,
is it?
stuff can get touchy. So I know.
How do you think
I
that?
mean, it's. I mean,
Mm,
I will be sharing my personal opinion,
uh-huh.
and of course, it won't be a fact. So
Yeah, yeah.
everyone have their own opinion. So that is what I would
Yeah,
add
yeah, yeah.
before
The
I answer
disclaimer.
anything.
Okay, disclaimer. Please don't get
Disclaimer.
offended. This is a personal opinion.
Yeah, personal opinion and not a fact.
Yeah. So, Wizard in PvP, what do you think? And then also give me a bit more like overall PvP, the state of
All
PvP
right,
in the game.
so PvP wizard. Different players have different opinions. Some wizard think that CC is totally useless, and the other players like myself think that it is not. And first, I will try and explain why those players think that the CC is totally useless
Mm-hmm.
right now in PvP. For example, we have to run a force field skill with the chest that allow us to freeze players on hit. And they think it's useless because right now if we try and use her versus a Tempest, they have shield and a lot of immunities, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
come at you and destroy you. So it does not make sense to try and use CC versus them. And some barbarians are also running CC, and they come at you really, really fast and use the chain and pull you in. Again, does not make sense to use CC versus them. And nowadays, necromancers have some new builds where they have really high uptime for the red form.
Yeah.
Again, CC does not work all that good versus them. So they believe we can go with something else that do a bit more damage, but the survivability is still going to be an issue
It's like the
because you
Battle
need
Guard,
to get.
right? Battle Guard
Yeah, it's
specs.
somewhat you have to be in mid-range, get close and
Yeah.
do damage. So it's like 50-50, you get the kill, you die. So they are in that boat. And someone like myself, now why I think CC is good for a wizard. I will try and explain few things here as a wizard. A lot of wizard players out there have not really good awareness of what each class is using as a meta. For example, you need to have an awareness. If I see a barbarian, I see one skill from that barbarian, I know what build that person
Yeah.
is using. Is it Hota or is it like Wildwind or something else?
Yeah, with chains or
And if I
whatever.
see
Yeah.
and if I see Necromancer, what builds the Necro using Demon Hunter, and I instantly know that how I need to change my strategy and play in that game. A lot of wizards using CC. For them, it looks like everything, like all the effects happening on your screen, and they are not sure when to dodge those skills or when to go in and use their CC. I myself know exactly when to go in, when to drop my
Yeah.
CC, and I know which player can do what to me at what time.
Yeah.
So if someone try and come at me, I have my teleport ready at all time mostly, and I get away. And I also added like a lot of gems I have damage over time, so it's just no CC for me. I use Sleeping Ball, I use Viper Bite, I use
So you
Everlasting and
use
Wolf
dots
Heart.
builds, right?
Yeah, basically, dot is really needed as a wizard
Yeah.
because we know CC is not going to work all the time. So your best bet as a CC wizard is going to be first map awareness. You need to see the
Yeah.
players, and then you need to instantly able to tell what builds others are using.
Yeah.
If you cannot tell that, then for you it will look like flash is happening on the screen, and you won't have any idea how did you end up
Yeah.
dying
That
or what is killing you.
that's a very
So.
good point, man. That like the other day there was like this small discussion on the Discord, and one of the things that I mentioned was that, like, if you want to be like really good at PvP, I
Mhm.
100% agree with you. That was one of the main reasons why I played all the classes. Even if it is in PvE, it doesn't matter. You have to
Mhm.
know what skills each class has. You have to understand more or
Definitely.
less like the basic
Mhm.
of the basic of the class. You don't
Yeah.
need to play it, but it is way easier if you just take like 2 or 3 days to just go and play the class, and then every time you're gonna see it in the in the battleground, like you're saying, like if you see like a blood knight going to the sanguinate, you know that okay, now he's gonna have like a
Yeah.
10 seconds
Definitely.
cooldown. I can go there, I can burst him down before he has like, so
Yeah. Definitely.
you start to understand the game to a point that you can outplay the other opponent.
Definitely. And that experience comes with playing Battleground. If
Yeah,
you think you are going to copy a meta build, let's say even Barbarian,
yeah.
they are going to copy, let's say from you.
Mm-hmm.
You are a really good Barbarian. But let's say someone new is going to copy from you. He will not be performing like you because he has no awareness of other players' build. He has to learn everything himself by playing what each class can do and what is going to be his main objective. Right now, I have seen Barbarian getting hit from my CC and standing on the idol, not even coming at me. I mean, for me, it's like, wow, this Barbarian is really bad. He's not
No, no,
even
no. It's
coming
really
at
good.
me.
Stay there. Good boy.
Yeah,
Good boy. Stay on
good
the
boy.
seat.
Just be there.
Just sit there.
And I mean, I have one game that I will be sharing that we were like 4 or 5K Rezo team versus a team of 7K barbarians, three
Okay.
barbarians, and I was killing them as they were. I felt like they were like 2, 3K Rezo. They did not bother trying to come at me, and the
Mm,
whole game I was like, wow. These guys are really low Rezo,
yeah.
not even trying to come at me. So things like those you eventually learn by playing. Even I myself is learning still.
Yeah. You
Like
always
the
learning
more I
because
play, yeah, the
yeah.
more you play, the more you learn every single
Yeah.
day. That is how it
Because the
is.
meta, one thing that I feel like people don't understand is like every few weeks, even during the
Yeah,
season, the meta kind of shifts a bit. You know, like someone
definitely.
finds like a new instance, a new like way to, for example, necromancers, like you're saying. Well, now there's like this new
Yeah.
way to make like the rat last for like 1,000 years, right? So everyone is playing like those vortex with a, and it seems like, and it looks like a fun
Yeah.
build to play.
Quite
But
strong too in BG right now.
I'll tell you one thing that I also feel like barbarians they used to, or they got used to play like this play style like before the Spartusk, or even before like
Mhm.
this massive CC from a wizard that exists now, that their only existence in life was okay, I'm gonna spawn, I run to the idol, and I
Yeah.
wait for my undying rage to finish, I die, and
Yeah.
just repeat. That's all they do.
Yeah.
I see this all the time, and nowadays the meta is not that. It is a very
Mhm.
different way to play barbarian. And if you only think that okay, I'm gonna shift to barbarian, then maybe I saw like a Crane video or Indez video or like someone else,
Mhm.
and it seems like very exciting to go in. But then you go into the BGs and you just don't understand how you actually can play. Play with the
Yeah.
chains, or just go a bit more to the front. So you bait the teleport from the wizard,
Yeah.
and now
Definitely.
it's gonna run like if you
Definitely.
if you see you want to use that, right? So then I go
Yeah.
back to the idol again, and then I try to grab him with the chains, and I try to kill him. So
I mean, I myself baited so many players
yeah,
into like chasing me because a lot of players think when a wizard is alone, it's a easy target. They
yeah,
try and
yeah,
chase you. So what I do nowadays, if I am on the defending side, I do like them chasing me because then they will not be doing the objective, and
yeah,
I
yeah,
am going to run all the way back,
yeah,
leaving CC behind and doing dot damage. So I'm like doing that even to the wheels. And
yeah,
one of the person necromancer, I told you about this story
yeah,
in a
yeah.
PM. He was like, he sent me a message. I have played 10,000 BG games, but I have never seen a wizard like you who runs away.
No, I mean, like, but at the end of the day, it is the mind games, right? And if you
Yeah,
play, of course, like,
I mean it's a strategy. It's the strategy that works
So,
best for you.
sometimes I get flamed in my comments, right? Like people saying, "Oh, you are 900 resonance, so of course, like you rank one, like of course because you're gonna play against low resos," and they just don't understand that after
I mean, okay.
3,500, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I would like to add something.
Yeah.
No disrespect to anyone,
Mm-hmm.
but those are the same people who use Hota versus Tempest, who is standing in what's the skill? Windwalk.
Yeah, yeah,
A Tempest standing in the
yeah.
windwalk,
And they are like,
Barbarian trying to use Hota. Yeah, they are the same person because they have
yeah.
no idea what that skill is. So
Yeah. So I want to just
definitely.
clarify. I'm gonna use like these like 30 seconds because I feel
Mhm.
like even though it was on the patch notes, even though it's inside the game now, people are still unaware. So here's how it
Yeah,
works for a low reso player. From bronze to legend, yes, it's gonna be fast, man. You're gonna have like a good matchmaking.
definitely.
Here and there, you're gonna have like some will matches. It happens. It is what it is. After you get to 3,500 rating,
3,000 above. Yeah,
yeah, then your resonance, your gems, your
doesn't
secondary
matter.
doesn't matter
Yeah,
at all. So after
yeah,
that,
doesn't matter.
you're gonna be matched with the whales all the time. I'm on the
Yeah.
like throne of the destruction or whatever is or
Mhm.
and also the AZ, like these PvP servers, like and I play with these guys all the freaking time, like it is and I try to do my best, and because I don't have the resonance, so the way I can actually still be useful, it is first I play barbarian, and second I try to use like these mind games versus other barbarian whales. I see that okay, I have a tempest, it's coming on my side, it's gonna just shred the barbarian until he
Yeah.
has undying rage, and then I go in, I use my Spartus, I dispel him, he dies, and then we keep pushing the idol. So playing like it's but it is so easy to go in the
I
comment
mean, what
section and
I
just
mean,
say,
I mean,
oh,
what you I would say what you describe is like somewhat require you to micromanage your skills
yeah,
and knowing when to use what skill. Most players just go in
just
and
spam,
smash
just
their
spam.
skills and things like they things to
they are like
themselves
they are
that
like this. I
it
just
will do. Yeah, click everything and they think it will
yeah.
like
And again,
get them the same result that you get.
so,
So it doesn't work like
so
that.
if you're like a casual player, please understand, like we're
Mhm.
not bashing if you're like just starting the game,
Yeah,
if you're
definitely.
like inexperienced in PvP, like we've been there, okay? But also
Yeah.
I have like years of experience of playing other PvP games, so I'm more than
I mean,
aware than
okay,
yeah. Go
I
for
would
it.
add a story here.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started doing BG, I had no idea what I was even doing. Like,
Nobody has.
what the objective? That
Mm.
is how I started, and I shared that on my channel, and everyone was like, "You don't even know what are you doing?" But everyone start like that, and eventually, when they start playing it, they learn and get better
Yeah.
at it. So
And
I mean, you yourself is an example here as a free to play. If you play enough and understand the mechanics of each class and how the objective works,
yeah.
you can still perform good. But
Yeah.
if you don't have that understanding, you can smash your skill buttons. It is not going to help you even with the meta builds.
So
That is what I would say.
So before so I played all the classes and then I decided, okay, what is
Mhm.
gonna be my main? Right lane barbarian was the one that I picked because I thought it was the most fun, but also because I saw that they just got like the chains, like the Shackle Fate that looks
Yeah,
super
change.
cool, and I saw that I said, man, I was playing Demon Hunter back then. I said, okay, I think I'm gonna change to barbarian and go to BGs because I was playing with Demon Hunter, and one of the most frustrating things that it can ever happen is like you are a range class or you're like a backline or whatever, and you don't see your tanks pushing the idol. Like you have a barbarian or you have a crusader and they are not even like trying to be on the idol, like, and that got me like so frustrated that I was like, okay, I like the chains, I like to PvP,
Mhm,
and I like to have control of the game. And I feel like
mhm,
Barbarian not only has the Undying Rage, which kind of hides your resonance, but also helped me a lot to have more control on the winning. Like I used to lose like probably like I don't know 50% win rate, like, or even less sometimes
mhm.
because I was like a newbie and I was a demon hunter. But then I have like 70%, like now I think I have like 71, and I also have
That
to
is
add
really good.
yeah, I have to add
Yeah.
just one more thing, that if you play games in bronze to legend, it's like
Mhm.
playing in the second division of like the soccer, the championships.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
It's
like
not
that.
disrespect. Hey, it's not disrespect
Yeah.
at all. It's just understand like the players players that are in that pot, they are okay. Once you get to the legend, and as you keep like climbing to like to high rating, you will start unlocking like this new game. Like it's like the meta and the way the players they play. Of course, there are still like some people that they are there, okay,
Yeah,
but
using it and the lower tier games.
yeah. But in general, like 90% of the games they are start to be like more quality games.
Yeah.
So I understand like sometimes maybe me and Apollyon, we come like and we speak in a certain way in our videos, and maybe because we have like a different perspective, because our games are not the same games as like a casual player that probably still like gold 1 and still trying to get to legend. So it is a very different reality for us. So sometimes like we come and we say things that other people may think that, oh no, that's not how it is, because in my games that never happened. So for example, I said that most of my games you are required to have Spartusk, and the main reason because I always have like 2, 3, or 4 barbarians, if not more. So if I'm going the Heartless, I'm not going to do anything as a low resonance. And the guy said to me, no, you don't understand. My games, they never have any barbarian. And I'm like, okay, then you're lucky. Or maybe you play in the different region where the meta is completely different. I don't know. But for me,
And
yeah,
I would
go
like
please.
to add, I think you guys can also remove using that helmet can also remove savior buffs.
Not
She
now.
just
Not now.
no, they fixed that.
They fixed that. They fixed it. It was super
Okay.
OP, man.
Yeah, super OP. I was like getting pulled by the chains, and I was like,
Yeah.
"GG, you are dead."
Yeah.
All
So
right, so
so
they ended up
I
changing it.
started to play Barbarian even before the Spartusk. So like
Mhm.
2 or 3 weeks before, and then the Spartusk came, and oh my god, bro.
I mean,
So
few
okay, I
things.
want to know your opinion because you're not a
Uh,
barbarian. What is your
yeah,
opinion about? Let's go into the hot topic: Spartusk and of course Undying Raid.
I was saying that comes down to your personal play styles, what you feel more comfortable with. I will give my own example here. As a wizard, I'm just using Arcane Wind,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of players come to me. Why are you not using the Scorch thing?
Yeah,
That
it
go
scorches the
and
balls
hit.
in those.
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of players come at me and ask me why I don't use that,
Mm-hmm.
and my answer usually to them is because I don't like that. One of the reason is because I'm using another headpiece that increase the tick rate of my door skills by 60%. If
Oh.
I were to go with the scorch that hit, I won't have that, and I won't be doing much
Mm-hmm.
damage.
Mm-hmm.
And I already have enough CC with one skill.
Yeah.
I just need to buff it. Not only it increased the tick rate of my dot gems, but it also increased the speed of my arcane wind by 60%. So me,
That's like with the
it
slow
works a
time.
lot better.
Is that answers for the slow
Yes,
time?
yes, for the slow time, the headpiece.
Okay.
So
See,
if I were to go
I
and
played
pick
with.
that scorch, yeah, if I were to go and pick that, it would not.
Okay.
For my playstyle, it won't be all that great.
Mm-hmm.
So back to your question, I think it comes down to personal playstyle, what
Mm-hmm.
you feel more comfortable playing with. I don't think one is going to be better than the other. It
Mm-hmm.
all comes down to your personal playstyle, what perform better for you. For some, maybe it's the Spark Dusk, and for some, it is going to be CC
Oh, okay.
immunity.
So my question was not that. My question was like,
Mm,
what is your opinion on the Spartusk versus
Okay,
playing against you? What is your
okay.
opinion?
I would say CC immunity bars are more annoying for me
Yeah.
since they are like
Yeah.
visit come they are like Apollyon come at us.
Yeah.
And I had to like after run, so
Yeah.
CC immunity. But for Tempest versus Tempest, I think able to remove the armor and the buffs is going to be better for team overall. I mean, I can manage versus CC Bob. They still walk at me, so I just run away. So
Yeah.
I don't mind that all that much. But I think able to remove the buffs of the Tempest
Mm-hmm.
is overall good. So I can keep providing the CC on the top of the idol, and they just remove it from Tempest or any other class,
Mm.
and we can push the idol much better
Yeah. So
that way.
so
So
so I feel
overall, it's better for the team.
yeah, so I agree with you, man, and I feel like for sometimes maybe like I get like quoted off topic, but
Hmm.
here's my opinion: if you are like high resonance and you like to go like to kill those wizards like Apollyon, like if you want to go and chase Apollyon and you're gonna go and you smack him, you have to go with the Heartless. There's no way you're gonna go into the backline with the Spartusk. Okay, it doesn't make any
Mhm.
sense. So if your playstyle is that, just go for that. But if you want to
Yeah.
play around Idol, when you're gonna have Tempest, monks, other barbarians, crusaders, like if you are with a Heartless in the middle of like you're not
Yeah.
gonna do much. You know, like if you so the helmets will depend whatever is your playstyle. There is no, like you said, and you said correctly, like there is no better than other. There's just like better use than other for certain
Yeah,
roles.
definitely.
So
Yeah.
Idol, Spartus, and Frontline, Heartless. Like it is that.
Yeah.
I don't understand
If
like
you
what is the doubt here.
I mean, both are good options. Use whatever makes you feel more comfortable. And if you think you want to chase away plays, maybe CC immunity is the way to go.
Yeah,
If you are
100%.
strong enough, if you are strong enough into chasing people away and kill them,
Mhm.
CC immunity is going to be the way for you.
Yeah.
If you are not strong enough and you want to provide something to the team, maybe able to remove
Yeah, I, I,
buffs
I
from others.
was. I will actually highly advise, and maybe you also can give, an advice for a free-to-play player, low
Mhm,
spender wizard, which is gonna be very interesting.
mhm,
So I feel like if you're a low spender free-to-play bard, your role has to be in the idol or back in the idol. Like you cannot go to the front
mhm.
line. Like you're not gonna do anything, especially if you're gonna go like really high rating, because you're just not gonna be able to compete or do enough damage to even like kill like a high resonance wizard or like any or a demon hunter. So going with the Spartus and chains, using the chains to remove people from
Yeah,
the idol,
pull them in.
pull them out, or try to grab like the demon hunter or like the tempest that is also very annoying, to pull them to the team. So then the demon hunter that is behind you is gonna like strife him and is gonna kill him. So there's like so many ways that you can play, but understand that as a free to play at a very high rating, if you have like 4,000 rating or something, you are the spell bot. Literally, you're only there to help the whales, like your 10k, 8k whales on your team. They will do the damage, and then you're gonna go in the
Definitely.
idol and you just dispel the undying rage of the barbarians or the crusaders, and then you just get out. That's your role. You are a support. You are not a damage dealer, because I wish I could play Ota. I love that build.
Mm.
I did like so many, and I can't. Like if I smack, I can try to smack, but I can't even remove the shield just because I don't have enough armor penetration. I don't have enough resonance to make the damage, and I see a lot of players that they still go to this like above legend, and they are trying to smack with their, like you have. Imagine this, like a 10k whale barb, their Ota is like the Thor hammer.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like a big fucking hammer that you're gonna smack and it's gonna one shot. If you're that guy, go for it. But if you have like this tiny hammer that you use like to to use on your walls at home, bro, you're not gonna do any damage. So I hope people understand that
I mean,
it's tough.
I mean, everyone thought like the Hota is doing millions of damage. So I have seen some low riser players trying to Hota
No, you
the
can't.
whale and getting one shot. So
You can't.
yeah, it doesn't work
No,
like
it
that.
doesn't work, man. Like
Yeah,
especially the Tempest, which is like one of the strongest class to carry the games.
I would say, I would say it's stronger than Barbarian right now.
100%,
That's
like
just that is just
100%.
my opinion,
Yeah, yeah,
and yeah, that is my opinion, not a fact. So
yeah, yeah,
anyone watching,
yeah. I will say that
that is just my opinion.
right now, why people are so focused into Barb is because Barb is like has the Undying Rage and all these things, but it's because the Ota, when you see a whale and he smacks and he one shots you, you're
Mhm.
like, holy shit, this OP, you know? But
Yeah,
if you a Tempest comes and is like just throwing the bananas and killing everyone around, but you still take like 2 or 3 hits, for you're fine. Like, yeah,
uh,
Tempest is good, is like strong, but it's not OP. But meanwhile, the guy is just like winging like those bananas and he's killing everyone around the idol. Nowadays, they don't even have to go near you. They literally are just standing outside of
I
the
mean,
idol trying to kill
I
you.
I mean, I would add one thing here. There are two types of Tempest right now. One is they are good,
Mm-hmm.
and the one which are really, really good.
Oh, fuck yeah.
They come at you with the dashes. They know
Uh,
exactly when to drop the wind walk.
yeah.
They are going to destroy everyone, and they will get out. you
Yeah.
won't able to catch them. Even the like 3K, 2K Riser one,
Yeah.
they know exactly when to go in, drop their windwalk, do the damage, and get out. They micromanage their skills so
Yeah.
perfect. They are the hardest to like chase or even do any sort of damage, because even if you're trying to do the damage over time to them, first they are going to like block that with the shield.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
will not be using these skills whenever it gets ready. They will only use it when it gives them the shield to block the damage over time. And then if it's a bit too much, then they go away and drop the windwalk away, let that damage over time go away and survive
Yeah.
that. And on the top of that, they really have a good Paragon tree for them, like a lot of
The
dashes, and they
Arbinger,
get
man,
some
is
more.
so good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
a Tempest who plays like a real assassin is extremely dangerous on
Yeah.
Battlefield,
So
in my
so
opinion, compared to a barbarian. Barbarian is like a Hulk, it's coming at you. It's
yeah.
coming
It's
at
like a
you.
bull.
It's
It's
not
like
gonna
"Brr,
dash.
brr,
It's, yeah,
brr."
it's a big guy coming at you. You can run
Yeah.
away. Tempest, you won't even see it coming.
Yeah,
If a
yeah.
Tempest
It's like
knows how to
you're
play,
gone.
it comes from like behind or side,
Yeah.
like shoo shoo shoo, three dashes. You try and run away, shoo shoo shoo. It will drop you, leave you with 0 HP,
Yeah.
and guess out. And when you think that you are safe, he will come back. He knows exactly when your like undying rage is going to go out and come and attack
Yeah.
you again. He's not
Yeah.
gonna come like keep shooting you while you're under the undying rage.
Yeah.
He knows exactly when it's going to be out. It will come back, finish you off.
Yeah, you
That's it.
you have like like everything, like classes with a high mobility that they are like high
Mm.
damage, but they also have like supposedly they should have like lower HP, like Tempest, but Tempest has like super high DPS, super high survivability, so something is wrong.
Mobility,
Yeah,
everything. Like
mobility,
this.
everything. It has everything. Okay, so
Yeah,
if you're like a really good player, you know you're gonna
yeah,
just
definitely.
smash. You're just gonna smash. And that's why I always say that, I see these barbarians going with the Ota to the front line, and it is fun. It looks fun. But it is a one-way street. Like you go and it's like kamikaze. You're not gonna come back. Because you may come back like once in a while, but most of the times, if you go to the front, you're gonna die. I will say half of the times. But Tempest has this ability because there's so many dashes that they can go in and come out. Or even like, for example, Necromancers, like they go into the back line and then they just
Yeah,
rat their way into the back line, they heal themselves and they go and they do this again. So I feel like in that sense, Tempest takes the advantage in the front line to go kill like wizards just because all the high mobility. But I have a question for you.
yeah.
Do you
Hmm.
think that I'm not an expert in Tempest by playing it now, right?
Hmm.
But I also have eyes. And sometimes,
Yeah,
like you have eyes and you
definitely.
can see what the fuck is good or not inside the
Yeah,
battleground,
yeah,
because like
definitely,
if that's killing me, that's good, so,
definitely, definitely.
so would you
We
say,
we we learn from each death. I was going to say every
hey,
time
the
we
good
we
one?
die, we learn something new.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Super good one. I will agree
yeah,
100%. And if you go
yeah.
rage on the chat, it means like you're not learning, Like you're just like trying to cope by saying that everyone is a noob except
Oh,
you.
oh my goodness, I have seen that so many times.
Yeah.
Someone cursing the team instead of saying that the other team is
Yeah,
just maybe
a bit
better,
better,
or maybe the matchmaking isn't fair, because let's be honest here. Sometimes you can really get good plays on the other side, even though you both have the same amount of resonance.
Yeah,
One side of the team is just
better.
plays are a lot better, knowing
Yeah,
what
yeah.
they are doing.
Yeah. That,
So
that definitely happens. So,
yeah,
my question was gonna be regarding Tempest, because I never actually thought before now like about like the wind walk, because I mentioned like the bananas, right? I think
yeah,
like it is very strong, but now that I think it is very strong in the hands of like a 10k like very high resonance whale, because they can literally destroy everything. But you're right, if you're like lower resonance, or maybe like 2 3k or something, like you can still carry, maybe using the wind walk can actually be a better option. What do you think? Because you just have like way more survivability, in my opinion.
well, I play on any E server, like North American servers, and we do have at least the top best Tempest that I have seen are the one using the Windwalk. But it requires you to have a lot more micromanagement with your
Mm-hmm.
skill and understanding of when to
Yeah, it's
use
just
what
not
skill.
primary attack, right?
Yeah,
That's what he's
yeah.
saying.
The other tempers who does not like that, or the skills are not all that good, they will be using the surfing one, and those builds are not that great. If I see a tempest surfing around, I know he is not that good, and he won't be giving me all that big of a like issue. But if I see a tempest who is jumping around one point to another, utilizing shield, stunning, and windwalk, then I know he's gonna like fuck up the team
Mm-hmm.
really bad, especially if he like drop in front uh, of the idol, like in the middle of the idol, windwalk, hit everything. I mean, the Zephyrs do insane amount of stun and damage, and some of those, what they do, they come in the middle. With the windwalk, they
Yeah.
drop the Zephyr and goes away. What they then do once they go away, they hit their primary attack, and their Zephyr still deal damage on the idol.
Oh,
They
that's
still
good.
deal damage on the idol and kill things. So some of
Uh,
those tempers
oh, that's crazy.
I have
I didn't
seen
know that mechanic.
really, really good.
I didn't know that
Yeah, a lot
mechanic.
of I don't think a lot of players knows about that. If he goes away, leave your Zephyrs behind and use a primary attack.
And they will just
Not
keep.
only not only your Zephyrs will use primary, but if you are using a windwalk, they
Mm-hmm.
will also shoot the windwalk. So it can be
Oh,
really, really strong.
oh, that's
But
interesting.
I have only seen few players like playing at that level, and they
Yeah.
are extremely dangerous even at the lower reserve.
So
So that is why I said Tempest, in my opinion, is the strongest class,
yeah,
even
yeah.
compared
I
to
agree.
Barbarian.
I agree. I agree. And the second is probably Barbarian. Like they are like very very close, but I will say that
I would say
it's
the
slight
issue
edge.
with the Barbarian right now is not Barbarian mostly. I would
Hmm.
say it is a bit overtuned, but right now we are getting a bit too many Barbarians in
Yeah,
BG. So if they
it's the
maybe bring
matchmaking
up
now. The
some
matchmaking is a problem.
maybe 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 if they bring something like where you cannot have more than
X
two of the
classes.
same classes,
Yeah, I
that is going to
completely
solve
agree. I like
that is going to solve quite a lot.
yeah, I 100% agree. I feel like more than sometimes finding games that you have like super high whales because the resonance usually okay, except like a few exceptions, but
Yeah,
at least in my games, it is like if you have a 10k whale in one side, you have like probably like 10 or 9k in another. Like, so it's just like usually it's balanced, and it's more about like you said, and well, which of the whales has more skill,
yeah,
so
definitely
sometimes like
comes down to
you have these whales that they don't know how to carry games, and well, it is what it is. You just lose it. But I want to ask you, you just mentioned like the team not having more than two. We talked about the matchmaking a bit, but what are the
mhm.
things that you would and recently we got like a feedback to send like right on the Discord, like, but what are the things that you would improve in PvP, especially in BGs?
In BGs right now, I think the biggest one that we need is not allowing more than two classes in
Mm,
Battleground. We
yeah.
need to start with that instead of like
Yeah, very small
nothing, buffing
things.
anything.
Small things.
Try and come up with that and see how it changes the overall experience, and then we can go next step from there.
Yeah.
Right now we don't need to like change all that much. Right now we just need to limit like allowing only two barbarian, two tempers in single game, that's it,
Yeah.
and see how it perform, and make sure that both sides have barbarian maybe, so we know that
Or at
both
least a
sides
tank,
can.
like at least otherwise, like, okay, I will not like mirrored because I think like mirrored could be a bit boring. I think I also like a bit of like diversity, but definitely like filling
Yeah.
up like the tank role, like three tanks, three backliners, and two front lines, for example, like.
Right now, it is supposed to be like four tanks and four range. That is what they
Mm,
said with like
but
couple of
it
like
doesn't
months
feel that
ago.
way. It doesn't feel that
But
way at
nope.
all.
Sometimes we get up to like five tempers and five
I know, right?
barbarians.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
so it's
it is
definitely not
strange.
working.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not working.
So I will agree. Like
Maybe
some other minor changes first before like.
yeah.
So for example, one of the feedbacks that I gave is a lot of people keep asking for like a new Battleground map. In my opinion, I will not take the approach of like doing a new map. I will take more the approach of like League of Legends. You know League of Legends, the game, right?
Yes, I know,
Yeah.
but
So
never played it.
okay, doesn't matter, but it is the same map as a concept, right? It has the jungle, it has the 3 lanes, and they have to kill the towers and go to the nexus, right? Like everyone knows more or less how a MOBA works. So over the years, the map is still the same. It just got improvements to adapt to the new existing trends, like because now you have like
Mm,
new heroes in Diablo 4. We have new instance. So
yeah,
I was having a
definitely.
conversation with Zonshini because we also did a small podcast, and
Mhm.
it's mentioned that okay, back in the day everything was slower, right? Like he also mentioned like
Definitely a lot slower. Yeah.
yeah. So but the map was still the same, right? Back then, there was not a lot of like giant CCs like blocking the stairs, probably, or maybe like things were just like slightly different. So modifications on the map to maybe like okay, instead of like doing like these 2 rectangles, just make like the stairs so they are like slightly wider, like make modifications on the map that is gonna allow to adapt itself to like the modern times of Diablo Immortal. That's all I'm saying. Like make that the statues and the nexus have like more HP because like phase 1 and phase 3 are inexistent right now. So what do you think about like this concept about more like adapting the map that we currently have with different changes to make like a bit more competitive than just
Mhm.
remaking everything new?
I think that is a good point, especially me as a wizard. When you said that we have so much CC that can cover everything,
Mm-hmm.
like I do that myself personally, and I feel like sometimes
You feel
when I
dirty?
have
Do
a
you wash your
barbarian,
hands? Do you wash your hands after?
no, no, I stay behind. I let the players in the front do the dirty job. I just provide
Yeah,
the CC while they stand in it. So you can create a really good and strong combo with a barbarian. For example, if you have a barbarian in front, you can just keep throwing the CC on the top of the barbarian,
yeah,
and barbarian is going to be like, wow, this guy is he really knows what he's doing.
yeah,
Giving me CC, I can just keep doing the thing that I'm doing. So sometimes what happens, I just completely block the choke points, and
yeah,
the other team cannot come out without getting CC. And
yeah,
if they don't have the classes that goes CC immune, it's
yeah,
just GG right there.
yeah,
So
yeah,
maybe changing the map is going to be the right call, and maybe adding some new design to it,
yeah, yeah.
some seasons and stuff like
I also
rain,
feel, I don't know
snow,
if
and
you
stuff like
feel,
that.
for example, that camping the spawn, I feel like it should not be allowed. I mean,
Yeah.
I understand that can be fun as a whale, like just keep farming noobs in the spawn, but it's just not fun. Like what is the competitiveness? And I'm saying that is not fun, even when I'm winning, because you know what I do? Well, I sit in the stairs. I'm there. Okay, I guess they will not leave because there's like these 2 whales, just killing everyone. Like because usually it's like necromancers, they stay in there, or like the tempest and the necromancer, and they are
Mhm.
just farming noobs on the on the spawn, and you don't even play the game, and it's just like, bro, I'm literally just wasting my time, and it's just not
I
fun.
mean, the matchmaking, I would say, with some of those games are really, really bad,
Yeah.
where it puts some really solid players in your team. Like you have more than one player which is really good, and that happens. But yeah, we need more, something that allows us to have more space so we can like run somewhere so we don't get hit by CC. Right now, we don't have much space to move around to avoid the CC. If you want to do objective, you just need to go into CC or all the attacks that is happening. So I'm not sure how or what I would change
Mm-hmm.
to keep things balanced, because if we change it a bit too much, maybe it will be harder for the defenders to defend it,
Mm-hmm.
and attackers will like go left and right, attack you from all the sides,
Yeah.
and do the objective much easier. So,
But then
but
there
some
are
changes are
ways,
needed.
there are ways to balance, like maybe make like the idols. Imagine you open the map, right, and now the
Mhm.
attackers are stronger. Okay, just make like the idol to be slower. Like there are modifications when it comes like to respawn timers that you can do.
Maybe what they can do is
Mm-hmm.
maybe make it wider and change the idle how it works.
Yeah.
So
No use
defenders
of
can push it.
iframes.
No, 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 not that. I would say right now, if you are a defender, you cannot push the idol back fast like they
Mm-hmm.
can push it. The attackers can move it a lot faster. Maybe add a mechanic where the defenders can push it back. I'm not
Mm.
sure how it will
That would be
work.
super OP.
Like,
I think
like you,
that'll be super OP, man.
it
Uh,
will be like defenders and attacker fighting over like idol who can push it. Maybe
Yeah,
that will be really bad,
yeah.
really bad.
No, I
Maybe
remember.
defenders will win.
I remember like one guy in the Discord. He said, "Oh, the team that should move the idol was the team with more people inside the idol," and I was like, "Bro, like I don't think you're picturing what will happen if you had that mechanic. You will only have like barbarians, and everyone will go tank and inside the idol. You know, like it will be like nobody.
Yeah,
It may be like you have the wizards trying to CC, but overall, like I think the game mode is not that bad. Okay, and I feel like I have also this theory that a lot of the issues that we have with the matchmaking is just because there's not enough players playing PvP. And why?
definitely.
Because it fucking sucks. I love PvP, but I will say like in many ways it kind of sucks, and is not attractive. Listen, if I think that as a hardcore PvPer, there are some things that actually suck on that game mode. Imagine a casual. That how are you gonna even captivate a casual to come and try to start PvPing? Because most people are PvE players. They are not PvP. PvP like is actually a very small percentage of the majority of the casual audience that they just want to log in, do some dungeon and this. But I feel like if they made for example, what do casuals really, really like? What do you think like a casual gamer really likes inside the game? Besides like spending or,
Okay, I would say I'm about to say something that is going to be again my opinion
uh-huh.
and controversial here.
Uh-huh. Okay, go for it.
I believe the reason the population for PvP is so bad because when the game first came out, a lot of content creators who were basically farming views on Diablo Immortal. The word
Mm,
I'm using farming views because it was easier for you to get views hating on the game than playing the game and saying it's actually good.
mm-hmm.
So since then, everyone who comes in, they have seen some of those
Yeah,
videos where
I
they
did.
have seen,
I did.
oh my,
I did.
like you cannot be in a legend tier if you are free to play. That is completely wrong.
Yeah.
I have seen a lot of players completely free to play in legend.
Mm,
You yourself showed everyone it can be done, and it can be done with really high win rate. But a lot of players does not know that, and because of that, we have lost a lot of population who wants to do
mhm.
PvP because they thought the game is pay to win is trash. Because a lot of content creators were back then who quit, many quit, many were just there for like first week, the big one, farmed the views, moved on, dog shit on the game, moved on, and that's it. That is
Yeah.
one of the reasons till this day that we are getting haunted by perception that you cannot play PvP if you are free to play player,
Yeah.
and that is one of the
So
reason
they don't even
a
think
lot.
about it, right? Like they don't even
Yeah,
consider playing. And
so the
whenever they do, they
casual.
get smacked.
Yeah, so the casual players right now they go in PvP and die. First off, they go in PvP and die because their awareness isn't all that good. What
And
we
then you're
talked about
using their
early.
farming build.
Yeah, let's just say they are using meta build, but
Uh-huh.
still their awareness isn't that good. They don't know what is happening on their screen with all the skills, what
Yeah.
each class is using. They don't have the awareness of the
Yeah.
map, and they somewhat expect they are going to get good results from the get go. That isn't going to happen.
No.
You go in, you learn your moves. First, you learn your map awareness, then movement. You need to know how to guide, when to use skills
Yeah.
and the understanding of each class. Once you get some of those basic ideas, then you can start actually enjoying PvP
Yeah.
itself. Once when you don't have basic the
Knowledge.
information,
Yeah, basic knowledge.
knowledge,
Yeah.
yeah, the knowledge,
It gets
it
really
won't be
hard.
fun for
Yeah, yeah.
casual. It
Yeah.
is going to be not fun.
Yeah. So
Even the meta best build is going to get you killed.
yeah.
So
So
that
I'll
is
tell
why
you
most.
a
Mm,
story how did I started to play Diablo Immortal because
yeah.
I'm a fan of Diablo 4. That's what I used to play, and I used to think also because I watched like certain content creators, right? Dog
Mhm.
saying dog shit game, pay to win trash,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Okay, so that was also not my opinion, but my perception, which is different, you know.
Yeah,
And that's maybe what you're talking about, like the perception that people have, even
yeah,
though they never play the game, because you can only really have a solid opinion after you actually try something, because before it's just a perception, right? So your perception is the opinion of this content creator that you really enjoy, right? So if I'm
yeah.
these views and now he's playing something else, and you know, and you think the game is trash. So I started playing. I think I have on my description, literally, Diablo Immortal in between seasons that I of Diablo 4, and it was
Hmm.
as a meme. You know, I saw Blood Knight and I was like, man, okay, I never played this class in any Diablo game,
Yeah,
and I was like, man, okay, let's try. And then I started playing the game, and I think a lot of players get like surprised how actually not bad the game is. I'm not saying it's good.
definitely.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying
Yeah.
like, because again, you come with a perception that's gonna be dog shit, and then
Oh,
it's not bad, and then it's like,
like,
okay, wait a minute,
can I add
go,
something here?
yeah,
A lot of players comes with a perception that it will take you $1 to kill one monsters in like
mm.
PvE. Like I have seen players like till this day asking, "Is this game free to play, friendly
Oh,
for
I
PvE?"
know,
That is the perception,
yeah,
and I have been saying this for so long. PvE, you can do everything like without spending a single
yeah.
like dollar inside of the game, but yeah, that is the perception of Diablo
And
Immortal.
that's why I create
Eh,
content. You know, Apollyon. It's because I saw like on my guild, and I try to help my guild, right, as best as my ability. But when I created like these, first I created like two videos. One was like the one shot auto build, that the one that like
mhm,
literally skyrocketed my channel, and the other one was the PvP guide. You know, the ultimate PvP guide. Like that, I go like I have a checklist of like 26 points that you have to do to actually go inside the BG and be good. You know, I'm not saying good
mhm.
in skill. I'm saying your
I think
character is ready for
eh,
PvP. You know,
definitely, definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, I think, and that was the first video that I was exposed to when I
The
came
PvP
across your
one,
channel.
or the PvP one?
Yeah, that I think I left a comment there as well where I said, "Good
Mm.
job on the video," where you explain everything what you need, like all the checklist.
Yeah,
I
it's
think that was
literally
the
a
first video.
checklist, man.
Yeah, it's a checklist. Such those are like some of really important things, but for someone like me, it feels like uh, I don't have to pay all that much attention to all
Yeah,
that much.
yeah, because
But
you
for
you
new
already
players,
know, you already have the knowledge, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like my mission, you know, like I say as a mission, right? Like that I want to break like this perception in the free. That's why some people were saying, "Oh, now you're Diablo partner, so you're gonna become pay to win." You know, like I don't want the I don't want I don't even want the orbs, because I don't want to
Well,
be doing.
I
Tell me.
would add something here.
Mm.
Diablo doesn't pay their partner anything. Partner meaning
They
they have
should. They
just
should, man.
direct. They should, but they don't give anything. You only have direct connection with the community manager and the dev, where you can ask questions and leave your
No,
feedback.
no,
That's
but they
it,
give you
guys.
orbs to roll for the Phantom Market skin, right?
E- I mean, even if you
That's
get
like
skin, it does not mean you will be paid to win. I mean, skin, it's the same as me having those like RGB fans in my computer system. It does
yeah.
not give me performance. It just makes my
So
PC looks
so
better.
you know that I said no to that. I said no, I don't want it. But wait, I'm different. Okay.
I mean, I
I,
would say you should get that, not because,
no.
I
I,
mean, you should get that and just
I
keep
will
using whatever
explain it
you're
why.
using
I will explain it
for
why.
the content. For
No, no, I can't.
uh,
I can't. I'll tell you why.
okay,
I
mhm.
I am playing, and I'm gonna play the game
Okay, I have
exact
another. Okay, I
exactly at
was
the.
going to.
Tell me.
I was going to give you a advice here. Maybe
Mm,
don't do it on your main account, but for content, create a different character.
mhm.
Give the UID of that character to them, and when it comes out, do the draw, show the
No,
cosmetic,
no,
and make
no. I
content.
can't. I can't. I can't.
I mean, you're.
it's a
I mean,
personal thing.
you're.
You know what? I don't give a fuck about the views. Okay, I'll be very honest. Like, I can't put on my channel that
Mhm,
something. First of all, before even I was a content creator, before everything, I was like,
mhm.
there's no fucking way I'm ever gonna spend 150 euros or whatever is the price
Yeah,
on a
it's too
skin.
expensive. No, not
No,
worth it.
I can't.
Anyone watching is not worth it.
Okay, no, it's not worth it at all. Like,
Yeah,
there's no way I'm gonna spend that money. So
yeah.
personally, remove content creation on the side, okay, and remove the
Mhm,
views and all these things, okay. Personally, I can't, it goes against like my beliefs to recommend something to someone that I don't believe in. So it will be like
mhm.
very how do you say, hypocritical of me, hypocrite, to
No, I would say
um,
I understand that because if you were to take it,
then I have to do
some
a
players
video and
will
I have to
get
promote, and
no,
I
no.
don't want to do that shit, I'm not doing.
Some players will get that. Oh, now this player is getting the skins, and now it is justified to
Yeah,
call him. He is not free to play anymore. So I
yeah.
understand that, and I actually appreciate that you explained and now understand your side like a lot more.
Yeah, because
So
I feel
like,
like, again, I always come with empathy, and I
mhm,
before I was a creator, I was a viewer, and I always felt like I was not being very represented in the content creator, and it's not like the content creator's problem, because even if you're free to play, but you started like 2 years ago, you probably
mhm,
are like what, 3-4 thousand resonance, right? So the gap between like you and a new player is just massive, so I always felt like, okay, there was not really anyone that really represented me. But now we are seeing like Aurat, for example, and like you said, also you have some videos that you lowered your resonance and all these things, and that's fine, But for me, if I put like a Phantom Market skin, I feel like also makes me less relatable. You understand? Like,
yeah,
because
definitely understand.
people like, and I noticed that like people like my content because I'm even at the stage that I'm thinking like, should I improve my resonance? Because I'm 975 now, so I'm literally about to get 1K, and I don't need it. I can do everything on the game. Like, I literally don't need to be higher resonance to do whatever I do now. So I'm actually, like, should I keep progressing my account or not? I'm actually having like, what do you
Mhm.
think? What do you think about it?
Oh, that is an interesting question. So I would say as someone who is spending a lot and has spent a lot, and even see some whales who are now reducing their resonance
Mm-hmm.
when they are playing either Battleground,
Oh, that's so cheesy,
and
man.
yeah. So I mean, even myself, I have a 5K resonance when I'm using everything. But when I go BG, I use Everlasting that drop my resonance to like 4,400.
Yeah.
So
But that's still high.
resonance,
That's still,
yeah, still it's still high. But I would say don't focus on the resonance too
yeah.
much when you have once you get that rank 5 gems,
Mm-hmm.
you basically awaken your abilities,
Yeah.
and that is the best.
That's me.
That is what you need. And after that, what would be like giving you the best result is going to be the secondary.
Yeah. That's all
Better
I
than
do.
reso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
So and everything else you already mentioned you can do pretty easily in PvE. And even if you were to push the resonance, it's just a never ending wheel.
Yeah.
You try and get that next goal today, but then there is going to be another thing that you would want.
Yeah, I'm
Once
never
you, yeah,
spending money. Okay,
yeah,
I even said I had a birthday stream, and I clearly said, listen, any donation or anything that ever comes to my channel, not a single dollar is gonna go to my account. Okay, it's gonna be to support me, to support my family, to support all this shit. Better content, whatever. But and it's not because I hate the game. Okay, I love the game. I spend probably more hours than 99% of the people playing this game. Like, so it's just like that's just the way I like to play the game. I feel like it's
mhm,
exciting for me to be free to play and go inside the BGs and beat some some spenders ass sometimes, like it's fun. I just
I
think
mean,
that's fun. But of course I get clapped a lot of times. Like there's no way that I'm gonna compete against like a 5k
oh,
anything above 5k is it's gone for me, like I'm literally
yes.
just a potato.
Yeah. I mean, I would say in your case, you don't actually need to spend anything. You're already giving a lot back to Diablo Immortal being a content creator and basically doing free advertisement for the game, showing you can
Fuck
be
yeah,
good
right?
in the
I mean,
game
I should
as
be
a
paid
free
by
to play.
Blizzard.
Yeah, you should be getting paid for this. And there was another content creator who was free to play, but that was back then when the game was new. He
Mm-hmm.
was like goes by the name of Smash Mode. He
Okay.
was really hardcore monk blaster. I used to like him because he was a free to play player. Used to go for highest difficulty combat rating challenge rare. And now I was actually happy when I saw you we have a new content creator who is free to play and promoting the game because we need that for Diablo Immortal. A lot of players think it is pay to win in everything, which is not true.
Yeah.
And I believe so. As you create more content and talk with other creator, maybe just maybe the perception will change slowly,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
we
just
might start seeing.
bring some light into the darkness,
Yeah,
and
Maybe we, yeah, maybe we will see some more casual going into BGs and slowly getting better. Maybe
I
we will
feel
see
like
that. Yeah.
I asked you a question that you didn't answer, but like, what are the things that you think that casuals they get really excited about? The rewards. What do you think like is a reward that they will get excited from BGs?
BGs right now, the rewards itself are not good. I
Yeah.
think for especially the free to play casual, I don't think you get
Just give
all
them a
that.
skin, man. Just give me a
I mean,
cosmetic. Cosmetic. You're gonna have like just 10,000 fucking like newbies
uh, uh,
coming into BGs.
I mean, I was going to say add legendary bounded crest to the
Mm,
tiers, so players actually try and reach the higher tiers.
mm.
So they
Yeah,
get some
gems are
legendary
not
crest.
exciting enough. Even
No,
the
normal
reforged,
gems,
yeah, the normal
yeah, it's
gems.
not enough.
It's
I think it's
important, but it's
just
not. I mean,
70 something 80 gems we get, not enough.
yeah,
Not enough. You can get that in a week from like
yeah.
doing
From one
plays
element,
or like
like one
lunch.
element.
Yeah,
you know.
you get more than that.
No,
So
but
we need something done with the rewards for BG so more
yeah,
players try and get those. Especially maybe each season bring a cosmetic in the legend tier.
yeah.
So if you
Uh,
reach, you get a portal, you get a cosmetic. Could be a
even
old
if for 30
recolor
days,
cosmetic.
even if it's for 30 days,
No.
no.
I would say they already have so many cosmetic done already from like Battle Pass. Just do a regular
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
cosmetic and add a portal and a cosmetic at the like legend tier, and a lot more players will try and get that
yeah.
because that actually remind me of like Call of Duty Mobile. I
Mm-hmm.
used to play that. And Call of Duty Mobile used to get some events where you go and play, eventually get to like do objectives and get to the higher tier and you unlock some exclusive cosmetic.
Yeah.
So I mean for the BG it would make sense if they
I feel
bring
I
that.
completely agree. I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
casuals, if there was a cosmetic, bro, they are gonna be like jerking off inside like the Battleground 24/7.
Yeah.
Like
They would
100%.
love it. They would love it
They will
because I know
fucking love it, man.
they try and get the cosmetic from like the Goglet 2
Yeah.
and the
Oh
3.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
received
the
like
only
two whispers. Like, can you boost me in Gauntlet too, please? You were so strong.
yeah, we try and help others
Yeah,
when like every
yeah,
time the difficulty goes high,
yeah. We try
it's
to help.
always someone asking. So that's the only thing where I have seen some casual trying to get some cosmetic
Yeah,
without spending
cosmetic is
anything.
a big thing. Everyone, even
Yeah,
I, like even like a pay to win player gets excited. That's why they buy
yeah.
the fucking Phantom Market
I
skin,
mean,
right?
I mean, I mean that is actually a really good idea. If they can add some cosmetics to Battleground, and we will have more players
Yeah,
playing the game mode.
and I think will
So
fix a lot of the matchmaking problems because
yeah.
I feel like a lot of the problems we have is lack of players. So to
Yeah.
bring players, you have to actually make because like again, the game mode, it's not that bad, man. You know, like when you play, you most of the problems comes because of the matchmaking, you know, like, but if you have like a match that you have like good matchmaking, the games are pretty exciting sometimes, you know, like they are pretty close. That you have matches like, you know, you win or lose at the last second, that they fucking do the idol thing. It's just
Oh,
like, it's
I
just
enjoy
like,
those games. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
even when I lose, it's like, man, this was so fucking close, you know. Or I
Yeah,
get
it
it.
was a GG.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
GG.
was a good,
Like it's
yeah,
not
good game.
GG like GG FF15, you know, like the on the League of Legends.
Yeah.
It's like GG, but like actually good game, you know. Um,
And I would agree, yes, Battleground is a really good game mode,
yeah.
but that was not my perception like
Before, and
before.
I also
It
want
wasn't
to
like that.
I want to add like
Uh,
one thing that when it comes, like we're here talking about like, oh, it's not that pay to win. Like we are literally not saying that it's not pay to win. Obviously, it is a mobile
yeah,
game. It is pay to win as fuck. What are we saying or trying to say is like, you can still be free to play or a casual or a low spender or mid spender, whatever, and still have fun with the game. You don't have to go and put the mortgage of your house and sell your BMW to get, you know, 10K to then have fun. You know, you don't have to do that. You literally can just go and just, you know, enjoy the game. Just fuck it. Like if you ever want to support the game and you like a certain thing on the game, or you want to get stronger, yeah, buy it. But if not, don't buy it. Just play the game. You know.
yeah, definitely. And even if you start spending and things that you are going to do better in a Battleground PvP, it does not work like that.
Yeah,
You
it
get
doesn't.
1,000 resin, you get 1,000 resonance, you will start seeing players with 2,000 resonance
Yeah,
more often. You get 3,000, you will see players with 4
yeah,
or 5,000 resonance, and it's a never-ending wheel. So try to be happy with what you have. And when it comes to PvE, that is mostly free to play friendly, unless you are trying to get the top ranking in a challenge. Rift
yeah.
PvE is mostly free to
Play.
play
Yeah,
friendly.
I will
Yeah.
actually say that you are completely right. The most pay to win mode is not even PvP. It is challenge rift. It is completely
Yeah,
broken.
definitely.
100%.
Definitely.
Like to 1000% agree with you. Challenge rift is like, I don't, I like, I can't even try to get the highest
You
rank,
need
you know.
every point of
Like,
combat rating to like
yeah, juice
climb
it
the
up.
higher
You gotta
tiers.
juice it up like
It's
the.
it's not even about the damage. They just
Mhm.
debuff you so much that you need more combat rating, and that combat rating comes from having higher legendary gems and giving you more combat rating. If they were to remove that,
Mhm.
a lot of whales you will not see on the top
Yeah,
ranking.
100%.
Some A lot of skill
Do
players
you
will
think that
take this
gems
spot.
should give combat rating or should just give the power?
I think originally when the game was in alpha or beta, gems did not have the combat rating. They added
Oh,
it when they released the game. So
mm,
originally, gems did not supposed to give you combat rating, but they added it to make it more pay to win.
yeah.
But
Because now
but
you're leveling up and then you get blocked and it's okay, if I spend here more than 500
yeah,
euros, I'm gonna be able
But
to.
but
Yeah.
personally, if they were to remove combat rating, let's say I won't mind personally
Hmm.
because I like to actually grind the gear and see every time I see
You a
that
gamer,
green
man. You are
arrow,
a gamer. You're
green
not.
green, green every time I see that green arrow and see, oh, I got an upgrade. That is what makes me feel better compared to
Yeah.
when
It's an
I upgrade a
ARPG,
gem and
man.
get
It's not
combat
a
rating.
slot
Yeah,
machine, you know?
yeah,
That's what ARPG is. Like that's what the getting stronger, getting better gear. That's why we should play this, you know? But I agree.
yeah,
I don't think
definitely.
like they will I don't think they will ever remove like the combat rating, because just like just adds okay, to be honest, it doesn't add that much combat rating unless you go like super try hard and you spend like an insane amount of money, because like I get like what 300 400 combat rating from my gems, like, and I'm
Mhm.
like 900 resonance. So it's not that much, but of course, if I'm gonna spend like thousands and thousands, I can literally just like skip, like all the difficulties most of the times. But I talking about this on the spending, I have an opinion about this game in general about mobile games, not only
Uh-huh.
Diablo. Okay, so my opinion it is this: in the past, I pay to win, like as a low mid spender. Okay, other games like AFK Arena, Skylander. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, shitty games. So I learned as I went that Diablo Immortal, I'm gonna play it as a free to play. Because I felt like along the way, like you're saying, is a wheel that it never ends because there's always gonna be someone that is gonna spend more money than you and it's gonna beat your ass. So you're saying
Definitely.
that if you spend and you go from like 1K to 3K, yeah, now you're gonna be in BGs with 3Ks, but now it's gonna be guys like with the 5, 6K that's gonna. So based on this knowledge that we're talking about, my
Hmm.
observation is okay, I feel personally the best way to play the game, it is these two ways. Or you're completely free to play and you just enjoy the game, you spend your time, or you're a fucking wild whale, like a super
Yeah,
whale.
definitely.
Like you're a
It's
super
what's in
whale
between.
and you beat everyone, or
Yeah.
you're gonna compete against another super whale, which is also fun,
Mhm.
so anything in the middle, you're just fucked. That's literally how I feel. That if you wanna spend money because you want to get like super super strong, uh, if you're in the middle, I feel like you're gonna be frustrated because there's always gonna be someone that's gonna spend more than you. And so I want to know your take because you were also a spender. So what do you think about this take?
I would agree with that. In between is the was, and I think you have seen other players talking about this as well, where they talk about we have 5K, 6K reso, and we are getting whales who have not only higher secondary compared to us, but higher reso as well.
And you get
And
clapped.
yeah, yeah, in between is being like
Yeah.
really crappy. So that is why I actually believe it is better to be less than 3,500 combat rating, what
Mm-hmm.
the game recommend you to be, less than 3,500.
Mm-hmm.
Else you will be not only facing higher reso, and there will be like secondary will be out of like there won't be what's the word, game will not see the secondary on both sides mostly, and also not the resonance. So if you are above 3,500, you will basically be facing players who are much stronger than you. So if you are somewhat below 3,500, there will be somewhat still matchmaking and you get better games. But as a spender, like I have spent quite a bit since
Mm-hmm.
day one. I think games are a bit harder when you hit 5K reso. One of the reason I also dropped some resonance.
Yeah.
At 4,400, I believe my matchmaking is better compared to when I was 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a better chance of performing like somewhat better compared to my max
Yeah.
resonance. That is my personal
Can
opinion.
I ask you a
The more
question?
reso you get, mhm.
So
Okay, 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 before you
yeah,
ask,
yeah,
I
go
was
for it.
going to
Go.
say the more resonance you get now, you also need to keep your secondaries up.
A
It's
good
just not
point.
about the resonance. So if you're increasing your resonance, make sure you're also increasing your secondary at the same pace.
Yeah.
Otherwise, games will be a lot harder for you. So maybe keep the reso lower and balance it out with the
Mm-hmm.
secondary.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not being a pretty in between.
Yeah. No,
You will
I
be facing play.
I completely agree. I feel like in the middle, and like it is rough, and that's why I want to ask you a question that just came to my mind. That you said that you were what, like 5, 6K around that, right? Like the
Currently, I am 5,009 comment rating.
okay,
Basically, I wanted to unlock 5K
the
reso wins
okay.
because
So you are
they look cool.
5,000. You spend like two
Mhm.
years playing the game, right? You are also a
Yes.
content creator, so that matters, right?
Mhm.
Like not only
That
that also makes ways on it because you're spending money, but
yes,
in a way
definitely.
you're investing money. So
Yes.
So it is different for a content creator.
I have I have actually talked about this and being really honest
Mhm,
upfront that I would not be spending this much money if I were not a content creator. I have been creating like a content since day one.
mhm.
If I were not making anything, but I mean, I have said this before. I have not spent a single dollar from my own pocket. I make content.
Oh, that's interesting.
YouTube, yeah, YouTube pays back like every month
Yeah,
and I even save some of that.
yeah,
So if I was not a content creator, I would not be spending this
yeah,
much. I have said that on my channel, and so I would advise, like I have advised players, even if you see me like upgrading my gems, getting 5K reservings, I'm only doing that because I'm a content creator. If
yeah.
I
You're
was
doing for
not, I
content. You're
would not
not
be.
doing, but
It's invest.
yeah,
It's investment for me. I can
yeah,
like afford to do it. Like basically playing the game and sharing it with everyone, sharing my knowledge of the
yeah.
class.
No,
So
that's
it allows
wise.
me to do
That's
it.
wise.
Yeah.
So my question was going to be,
Mhm.
well, do you think it was worth it to spend that money? And in your case, you already said because you're a content creator, it was worth it.
Mm,
But if you were a normie, right? Like if you're just a gamer, like no content
mm.
creation, you will not spend the money. So pretty much, that
No, I would regret it the day I would quit the game that I have spent this much money
yeah,
and are now walking away. But now, if I were to walk away, let's say in a couple of years,
hmm,
I would be like, I actually made back more than I spent on
yeah,
Diablo Immortal.
yeah.
There are no regrets
So
for
you
me.
have a return of investment, which is
Yeah,
also
yeah.
nice. And at the end of
So
the day,
it's
you
very
still have
different.
a build channel. Like you have a very
Yeah,
decent build channel. So hey,
yeah,
you can literally just pivot maybe one day to another game and just keep
yeah.
going.
Maybe,
Life goes on,
yeah, maybe,
right?
yeah. Life goes on, new stuff comes in, you move on.
Yeah.
Uh, it's always like that.
Yeah,
So,
that is that's interesting that the way
mm,
the way you just explained, because I also agree with it. And you know what, we're gonna we have to go into another topic now,
I
because
was going to ask. I was
ask me.
going to go back to being a wizard. There was one question I did not answer or
Okay.
forgot about. That was about free to play wizard. Are they going to be any good in PvP? I think that was the question
Yeah, yeah.
which I did not answer. So
I mean, you
my
did after, because you literally said that yes, they are. You know,
I mean, I would advise
to not
wizard
to.
if no, not like it is going to be much harder for a wizard as a free to play in a battleground. So there are few advices I can give.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, you will be a target of everyone because nowadays everyone think that a wizard is a easy pick. So make sure you have a teleport ready at all times and only use it when someone comes at you.
Yeah.
If you use your teleport to move around just battleground and when
Oh
you actually
man.
need it, you are dead.
I
You
see
need
so many wizards dashing to the front. Oh my
yeah,
god.
you need teleport to get away, not get closer to
Yeah.
the enemy. So keep that one thing in mind. Another thing that I would advise free to play with that, not the spenders one. Spender can be a bit more aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
but free to play one, try to play as a support class and not a battle mage, where you stay at distance, provide support to your tanks in front. I would advise either going with the Scorch that electrocutes stun or going with the Wind that freeze the player. That is
Yeah.
the only option you have to provide support. And believe me, if you can do that
And do it
correctly,
well. Yeah.
everyone in the team is going to love you, even if you won't be killing anything.
Yeah. You
They
know
will love
what?
you for providing support.
I love
And
those wizards that they are like, like those wizards is like one or two kills, zero, but like 35.
yeah,
Those are the
35
best
assists.
ones.
Yeah, they are the best one in my opinion,
Yeah.
providing support and sometime nowadays I know a lot of players in Battleground. So if I see some good crusader or a barbarian name in my team, I know I'm going to stay with this barbarian or a
Yeah.
crusader, providing support to this guy because he already play really good. And it's create a really strong combo. Like barbarian covered in a CC, no one can get close to a barbarian, and me staying behind the tank, so others cannot get to me. So it's creates somewhat it's really really strong combo with a CC wizard and a barbarian. So
Mhm.
my advice is going to be use teleport only to get away from Tempest, Barbarian, Necromancers. Those are the classes which will be hunting you the most. And as for a Demon Hunter hunting the wizard, a lot of players say Demon Hunter is really good. I don't think they are.
Mhm.
Whale Demon Hunters are the strongest one.
Yeah,
But if someone is like 3K, 4K, they won't be,
impactful.
especially if they are
Yeah.
close to you, they won't be all that impactful, and you can run away from them, and you can even CC them. So you need to keep an eye on a Barb, Tempest, and Necromancer. If a Necromancer is trying to bait you coming close to him, it means they will be using the rat form.
Yeah.
So make sure you don't get baited and keep your distance. Make the necromancer come to you. When you see a necromancer coming at you, use something that is going to CC, use some dot on them and run away. It is going to annoy the hell out of them trying to chase you down. Same for a barbarian,
Yeah.
annoy the barbarian, make them chase you. When they go back to the idol, go back to the idol. When they chase you, run away all the way back. Don't let them kill you, because if you die, the spawn time will keep on going up.
Yeah.
So don't try and die. Keep that spawn time lower when you really need it. And be a support wizard. That is going to be your job as
Yeah.
a wizard. And
100%.
you will, yeah, that is the way of playing
Yeah.
wizard, in my
I
opinion,
also
as a
have
free to
to
play.
add another thing that if you're just starting the game or if you're free to play and you want
Hmm.
to play as a wizard, you have to be patient. You know, you
Yeah,
already spoke
definitely.
about like the knowledge to understand the classes, all these things. So
Yeah.
these are a way that over time is going to convert into what we call PvP skill. Like, so be patient. It is not easy at all to play wizard. It's probably one, if not the hardest class. I feel like personally it is the hardest class to play, so I have respect for you that you actually play wizard. And the reason why it is because uh, even though you're in the back, wizard doesn't have a lot of survivability, so
Yeah,
because
definitely.
you don't have a lot of survivability, you have to play like very very smartly, and a good wizard will just like literally like you will not even understand what is happening. All you're just
It
gonna
it
be
comes it comes it comes down to reaction time.
yeah,
The
exactly.
fastest reaction time you have, the better you will perform as a wizard. If
100%.
your reaction time is already slow, maybe that is not the
Yeah.
class for you. You are really squishy. If you get caught, you are dead. So
Yeah.
if you
So
think
do
you
you
have a
play on
good
mobile,
reaction time,
or
sorry,
do you play on mobile or on the PC? BGs.
when basically when I'm like playing is always on PC.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Same with
big
me.
screen, 120 FPS for me,
Yeah.
usually. So, but
Yeah.
I do play sometime on my mobile as well when like I'm away from
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
PC. So,
but why I'm mentioning these because I feel I don't know about all of them, but I mean I'm a PC gamer, right? So I
yeah,
feel
definitely.
like I'm still good on the iPad. I don't have on my phone because like it was taking time off my wife. So
Mhm.
I just have on tablet now and on a PC. But I will say like the skill between me on iPad and me on the PC is probably I'm like 10 or maybe 15% better playing on the PC just because I have more control of my character, and also
Definitely.
I can. It's like there is a thing that you can do on the PC that you really cannot do on a mobile phone, and it is like you
Mm,
can primary attack and still use your skills. Which is like you just press like your left key or left button, like in my case. So especially if you're playing Ota, for example, you want to reach
yeah.
the target, you want to lacerate in Ota, lacerate in Ota, lacerate in Ota, but if you're on the
Mhm.
mobile, you can't. It's like it's too hard to do. Like it's like personally, I can't. Or I spam with my thumb. I spam Ota or I spam lacerate.
Mhm.
Like it's very hard to do this, and also I have to. The experience in
I mean,
mobile is flawless, but still, I feel like PC it is better.
for this, I would recommend one thing that you can do either on PC or mobile. If you have a controller, I would say like Xbox controller,
Oh, I
you
don't.
can
I don't.
use it as a Bluetooth and just put the screen in front That way, it will be a lot better experience.
Oh, that's actually
Yeah, that would be
interesting.
a lot better experience.
Oh,
And
there.
you won't get banned, by the way. You won't
Maybe
get banned.
maybe I'll use my first YouTube page. No, actually I'm gonna using something else, but I'm probably gonna get the controller. It's kind of can be nice because
I
I
mean,
also want to play Elden
I mean,
Ring.
like,
So
yeah, I have a controller, Xbox controller, not a new one, old one, but it does
yeah.
work with my phone and iPad. So
Oh, that's
that was
nice.
my original plan when the Diablo Immortal was coming out, because there was no plan of the PC client back then. They
Mm,
like announced that, I think, like a week before when Immortal came out. So I like purchased a new iPad,
yeah,
got
yeah,
myself a controller, and I was ready to play the game like that.
yeah.
So it works really good. You can,
The-
I mean, some controllers are now not all that expensive. And if you already have a PC, chances are that you might already have
yeah,
one. So
probably
why not
I'll
use it?
buy. You know what?
Yeah.
For to play Elden Ring, and
Hmm.
also I can also play on the iPad now. So maybe
That game
now I
is,
have like two excuses
yeah,
to no.
yeah. We can go a bit off topic here. That
Uh,
game is on my like wish list for so long,
you never
but
played
I have
it?
no.
I
Yeah,
yeah,
I
me
mean,
too. Me
right
too.
now I'm playing a 3-year-old game like Valhalla, Assassin's Creed
Yeah,
Valhalla.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
trying to catch up on my games that I have, so
yeah.
eventually I will play
Yeah,
that
Diablo Immortal
as
just
well.
takes too much time out of our hands, man. It's tough
Yeah.
to play everything. There's only so much time during the day. But talking about time, let's just like quickly go through the other topics of the conversation before we wrap up. Right, we're gonna have here story of Wizard. As we said in the beginning, the game was very slow. So give me like an overview. How was Wizard like in the beginning of times when you started the game, and how we evolved like during these 2 years, more or less?
All right. So Visit I think was somewhat in a good spot even when it came out. We used to, especially the open world farming. That is where the speed comes in. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Visit was, even back then, was quite good because we have this one offhand that used to give us 60% movement speed, and we could
Mm.
like add the Bloodsoak Jade on the top of that, get
Oh, and you're
another
capped
10,
almost.
yeah, another 10% movement speed. So every time we use this Lightning Nova, it used to go out, burn everyone, do really nice damage, and we could like use Disintegrate with that versus some strong allies. So
Mm-hmm.
I think Wizard was quite good, but even when first the game came out, but from there it slowly started to evolve with a few more essences, but that did lasted for really, really long. Nowadays, what we see is a wizard turned into a lightning bolt running really fast.
Yeah.
It was not like that until they buffed the SN, where it allowed us to use skills and primarily while we were in that form. So I think that happened like 8, 9 months ago. And
Mm-hmm.
since then, we have that SN in most of all our builds, especially for PvE, for fast content.
Yeah.
But overall, Visit have seen some prime days, glory days where it was really strong in a battle mage. Back then when we did not had all that much CC,
Mm-hmm.
it was really strong in Battleground. It was really strong with the ice crystal and the beam, double beam. We had so much fun with that. So it has, I would say, up and downs. Right now, I would say it is somewhat in a good place,
Yeah.
but you need high skills to pull off that class. It is not a bad class. It just need high skills to play it
Yeah.
properly.
I
That is
agree
what I
on
would say.
that. Uh. So
Because if we make Wizard more powerful, let's say if we get some more buffs, I think we will see too many wizards in
mm,
Battleground, and I don't want to see that happening. Like
yeah, it's
everyone
gonna be
turn just to
annoying.
do a wizard. I
The-
like some wizards I like to
but
be a
if they
wizard
change,
whooping some other place.
if they limit the slots, then we're gonna be fine. Like if we have two per team maximum per class, I think that'll be
Yeah, that is gonna be fine. That
yeah.
is gonna be.
Yeah.
That will
So
solve a lot
so
of issues.
so your feelings in this is my observation for I only been playing for 6 months. I like that's why I always ask to everyone that like plays the class like since day one. It's like how do they feel about the class, like what is a bit the story, because also it's interesting to me like the evolution of it. But it feels like to me that it maybe like when I started the game, like it was a powerhouse when it came like to open world farming, but then it lacked at at almost everything else. It was like not the greatest class in dungeons or like even in battlegrounds. But in the recent patches, maybe like the last like 3-4 months, I'm seeing like these changes that I feel like the wizard itself as a class is going to a better direction. Like especially since they started adding like these new CCs instance. What do you think about it?
Well, I don't think every class needs to have big damage numbers.
Yeah.
That is not where the wizard really shine.
Mm-hmm.
The wizard shine where nowadays we can be complete mobile, meaning
Mm-hmm.
every single skill moves with us in PvE. We don't have to use anything, everything is moving with us, damaging as we move really fast. A lot of other classes cannot do this, and if we add damage over time to that, everything is basically dying as you just touch them and keep moving. We lack some damage versus bosses, yes, but
Mm-hmm.
still we have enough damage to do dungeons really fast. It does not make all that big of a difference. Like maybe you can do
Yeah, a few
uh
seconds faster.
or
That's what.
like it
Yeah.
maybe with few other classes you can do it like 5 seconds faster.
Yeah.
But I highly doubt that it is going to be the case in a team of 4 players. You have other players helping as well. Unless you're playing solo, maybe then you need to go and get the fastest class with the highest damage.
Yeah.
But if you are playing in a party of 4, usually it is going to be same time across all dungeon, everyone killing stuff really, really fast. So
Because you have
I
to
believe,
wait for the story.
yeah,
That's why. Then we always have
Temple
to
of
wait for the story,
Temple,
man.
the Temple of Nimari talking
Oh my
half, half
god.
dungeon and Sarga talking at the end, and the
Uh,
dungeon itself is like 1 minute.
it,
That's it.
it's
Uh,
crazy. It's crazy.
yeah, it's just like that. So I do believe Wizard don't need to do the highest damage because we already have everything moving with us as we deal damage.
So let me
And when
ask
it
you,
comes to
what are you
and
looking
when it
for? What are you looking for on the
as
wizard, like from now to the future? For like, what do you like to see? Like, I'm
oh
like something that is like reasonable. Now it's not like oh, make me
yeah,
OP.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like
No, nothing like that. It's very basic. Please, for the love of Diablo, make our teleport better. Right now, it is one of the worst teleport or dash skills out of all the other classes. When you use it, if something hit you, it cancels out.
really?
And
Huh?
yeah, it cancels out.
Oh, I didn't
Even
know
a
that.
small, yeah, it can cancel out, and you are just standing there to die. So many times when I try to get away, if something hit me, it cancels out. So for the love of Diablo, if they can fix this,
So tell me
it will
something.
be so.
If because I don't know that, okay, but imagine
uh,
this: you are in front of me and you try to teleport, you will be blocked by me or something like that.
So there is this split millisecond time in between interval
Mm-hmm.
where the teleport takes
Or that
effect.
you
It
disappeared
is
and you appeared or something
y-
like that.
you click it, it shows you effect, then it teleports you further.
Oh, so you
It's
cancel
not
the
instant.
animation.
Yeah, if you get hit
Oh,
during that animation, it cancels out.
oh, I didn't know
And
that.
and it is really bad when you get pulled in by a
By the
barbarian in
chains,
Battleground.
by the chains.
If you get pulled in by a barbarian, others start hitting you, cannot teleport away because you just keep on getting hit. So if they can fix that or remove that where it allows you to teleport while getting hit, I think that is going to be a really good change and reasonable
Ah,
one for a wizard. And a lot of players will be like, for the love of everything, it is so much better.
yeah.
Because once you get pulled in, you are getting hit from so many sources. It just does not work. Teleport
Yeah.
just don't work, and you are dead.
Mm.
Mainly a lot of Wizard Y
I
PHP
didn't know
teleport.
that. Actually, is well, I just learned a new thing to beat the crap out of wizard.
Just
uh,
keep hitting the button. Just
yeah.
keep hitting them with something fast, and they
Yeah,
will
yeah,
able
yeah,
to
yeah.
teleport away.
I had no clue. So I just learned something new
Yeah,
today. So I actually feel like if it's, do you think it's a bug or is intended?
I don't think it's a bug. It was like that when
Mm,
the game came out,
yeah,
but
but
after
everything was
that,
slower back then, right? So
other classes started to get dash skills,
yeah,
and they were a lot better compared to a wizard, and
yeah,
they never updated it or
yeah.
never tried to bring some new sort of teleport that eliminate that effect in between. It stayed like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if they were to bring some new essence which eliminate that effect interval
No,
in
I
between.
don't think it should be an instance. That's stupid. I think it should just be, just remove it. Like the same way as like the monk, they remove like the animations that they stop, or like on the crusader, they now are allowed to use the banner while they are on the horse. I feel like those modifications, because like
Rec-
why would you
rec-
waste like one
uh,
instance slot
I
just.
mean, recently they did end up buffing it up. We used to have 14-second
Yeah, yeah,
cooldown
I
for a
saw that.
teleport.
I saw that. I said, okay, this is cool for wizards.
Yeah,
I
and now
think
it's
it's
10
fair.
seconds, so that is a decent
Yeah,
change for
yeah.
a wizard. And maybe I have a feeling that this time around they will bring something for a teleport for a
Mm.
shoulder, and I'm hoping it will maybe change the
The
animation of
animation.
a
Okay,
teleport. Yeah,
if you
that
change
would
the
solve
animation
a lot.
plus does like
Yeah,
something else, maybe it leaves like
I mean,
a flame
if
trait
they
or
can bring,
something.
uh, I would imagine maybe they do something like a Diablo 4 sorcerer,
Mm-hmm.
where the sorcerer teleport and turn into a lightning.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Instant.
You
It
know
is
what?
instant. Yeah, that would be super cool.
Completely off
Yeah,
topic. I'm sorry.
yeah.
In I did a wizard hardcore
Hmm.
level 100, and then
Oh,
I
nice.
then I died on the gauntlet. The gauntlet not in Diablo Immortal, the gauntlet on the Diablo 4,
Hmm.
because I lagged out. But I had this build. There was like this guy, Makuna. Is like a really good fucking.
Lightning spear, something like with the lightning, or what
No,
was
no,
it?
no, no. Before was like was something else, man. Like this was like 2 months ago. Okay,
Ah, okay.
but it was the first time like Makuna start, like now he's like a famous like
Hmm.
wizard content creator. But before, like, it was just starting out. It was literally just putting like guides and no face, nothing. So I copy that, and there's like usually it's just like jump around, always jumping around, like, and you do a lot of damage because you're literally, like you said, you're literally a lightning bolt. So you
Yeah,
could have a way with like this other weapon that you have like these multiple charges of teleport, and then you have the other skill that refreshes your charges. So you could literally infinite teleport. So you just like
yeah.
boop, 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 boop. It was crazy, man. It
Well,
was so fun. It was so fun.
would- yeah, something like that would be good, but with these like reasonable cooldown for
Yeah, yeah.
a website, like
But
10
imagine
second
this.
cooldown.
You go.
Sorry.
Oh my god, I know the answers. You wanna hear? I know. You teleport into a lightning bolt and you stun everyone, and then you
Oh my
teleport
goodness.
back. Oh my god, that'll be so OP. Imagine
Oh my
like
goodness.
you go, you
I mean,
teleport into the idol, you stun everyone, and you go back. Bro, that'll be so good.
even if we don't get to go back, that would be super cool,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. You
I
just
would
like,
be,
oh
I
my
would be
god.
happy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would
You
be happy.
teleport, and because you know what, it will change a bit the playstyle of Wizard. Because right now, as you
Yeah,
said, oh my god, never use the teleport, because if you use the teleport, oh my god, you're gonna die. Right? That's literally how it is, the Wizard now. But imagine you have teleport with a stun that now you can play in an aggressive way. So you
definitely.
teleport on their asses, you stun the guy, you put the chains, and then you use another charge and you move on. And I don't know. That
I
got me
mean,
excited. They got me.
I mean, we still won't able to be too aggressive unless we
Yeah.
can also break the CC.
Hmm.
Right now, Wizard does not have anything that breaks CC,
Yeah.
so it will be somewhat good in maybe fighting 1-on-1, like one versus one, stunning someone,
Mm.
picking off players one by
Yeah.
one, getting the back line, hitting it. something like that. But teleport can.
So you wanted the
I mean,
immunity to CC, like teleporting your immune to
no, no,
CC.
no, no. I don't think. I think that is. I
That-
think that is going to be a bit too OP,
yeah,
and the
that's too
reason for
broken.
that is, uh, battle mage wizards will be back, and they will hit you like a tank and get away with the CC
Yeah,
immunity,
yeah,
and the whales will be using that,
yeah,
so it won't be good for overall
yeah.
uh battleground, in my opinion. It will be again at the rise of the wizard. So I think first off, working with the teleport where they fix the animation or bring something where we use
Mhm.
the teleport like you said and stun place, that
That would
would
be
be
cool.
really cool.
Yeah, that'll be
Yeah,
cool.
that
See,
would be
I
really
got you
good. That
excited.
would be
You
really
know
cool.
what?
Yeah.
I played RPGs and MMOs for a long time, right? So like, and I'm a designer, so creativity is part of like
Mhm.
my job, right? So
Coming with the ideas.
yeah, I'm an idea guy,
Mhm.
right? Like the ideas
Yeah.
are always popping, and I always think like because people always think that you play the game for the most efficient thing, or like you want me like, oh, you play bar because it's the best class right now. But I play bar because for me it's the most fun, like, and I always see from the fun perspective, and I created an instance like right now on the spot that you
Mhm.
got excited because you thought it was gonna be fun, right?
Definitely. I would
Yeah,
be happy if we get
yeah,
something like that. And I'm sure a lot of wizards out there will be overjoyed if they can get something
yeah,
like that where their teleport work properly, just not get interrupted by hits and they can stun. I
yeah,
think that would be really good. And we would be really deadly on the battlefield and
yeah.
teleporting and even stunning you with the CC.
Yeah, but
And
Blizzard, not Blizzard. I'm saying like Wizard. It should
mhm,
be always a staple. Like you have like certain iconic classes all the time. Like you have warrior or barbarian. You have the mage, and you have the rogue, and or now like the tempest also. Then you have like this sport class. You have priest. You have monk. You have crusader. So I mean, having a wizard in a game, and usually wizards are always OP. Every game that I play, a mage is always OP. Like there is very rare the game that is not. And
mhm.
well, I guess this is the first one because like it is good, but it's not like OP. And even if you're like a very skilled player, you can still do very very well. But if you put like a
I would
tempest with the
say.
same skill, I will say like a tempest was gonna have like way more impact just because it is a stronger class.
I would say OP is definitely not Wizard is like not OP, but
Yeah,
it can be annoying,
yeah,
super
super
annoying to
super
fight
annoying.
versus.
Yeah,
So annoying that other players will start cursing their own team because they cannot deal with the Wizard.
yeah,
It can be that annoying if
that is
one
true.
knows how to play
That is true.
correctly. It will be like hitting everything and not time. So Wizard can be super annoying in the right hands
Mhm.
and not so good in the. It all comes down to personal play style. I would say, like, if I were to go and play some other class, maybe I won't be all that good
Yeah,
on that class because it does not
yeah, it doesn't fit
fit
with
my
you,
play
right? Yeah,
style. Yeah,
exactly.
it
Yeah,
doesn't fit with me. So I've been like I like playing with the range class. It allows me to kite
yeah,
and run away and allows me to hit players from a distance. So that is
yeah,
somewhat my play style. And I have seen so many comments on my videos, players sometimes telling me I never go and do the objective and stand on the idle when there is a fight ongoing. And I usually don't say anything to that, but now that I have like
yeah. You
gotten
just say
this
"fuck you, bitch."
opportunity here, I mean, everyone's saying that to me. Do they really want me to go to the idol and fight and
Yeah,
die?
no, I
I
mean
mean,
it
that would
is.
not make a
No, no, it's
wizard
not
look
better.
good.
No, no, no,
Yeah, it doesn't make sense for a wizard
no.
to go on an idol and die because we don't have any immunities. We only have savior.
Okay,
So,
let me ask you a question because you're saying that you share like your gameplay, okay? And well, I see some people on my comments they keep asking me to for gameplay, and the reason why I don't share a lot of gameplay is because like my videos are already long, so if I put
mhm.
gameplay, adds a longer time. But you've been doing this for longer. Do you think like those videos and adding the gameplay is more beneficial than not? What do you think?
I think gameplay does help new players and casual players understand a bit more what is being talked about when
Mm-hmm.
they see it in action on the screen,
Mm-hmm. So
compared to
okay.
not able to see it.
So 1 second. I use gameplay
Hmm.
to, so imagine I'm explaining something on the guide, and I
Hmm.
use gameplay as a b-roll to just explain what is happening, so I use in that way. But I'm saying, like, for example, you playing the game and you're doing commentary, and that's like a video that me versus 10k will, and it's just like a 8 minutes or 20 minutes video of you like doing like 2 or 3 bgs,
All
like.
right, so this is how I do it when
Mm-hmm.
I'm like making a video guide. I have some gameplay towards the end and at the start if I want to like I tell people if you want to see the gameplay, go towards the end. There's going to be a
Mm.
timestamp. You can see the whole video. I won't be talking during that part. You can go and see that.
Oh.
And this is the first part where I will be explaining the build. And as for the BG games, whenever I go into BG and get a good game, I like to share that with everyone that hey, you can be a wizard and still do good. But sometimes people think that I get easy games since I don't
Mm.
die all that much and
Yeah,
do
it's
really
like,
good.
oh, Appalling only shares the
Yeah,
highlights.
yeah, and I have like I have shared my stats so many times towards
Yeah,
the
yeah,
end where I have like almost 4,000 assists now in 155 wins and 4,000 assists, 2,500 kills, 61% win rate, 4,400 reso, doing decent as a wizard.
yeah.
And I keep getting comments. Some people thinking that hey, Apollyon got easy games. He stay at distance. I mean, it comes down to my personal play style. Sure,
Yeah,
I run away. I don't like to die.
yeah.
That is just me, but I think that is how the wizard is supposed to be played. If you die as a wizard, staying behind, you are a bad wizard, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, and you saw me
Yeah.
saying, like, for me, the best wizards are the ones that I see, like, with two, and maybe like you have 1 to 2 deaths. 1 to 2, maybe 1 to 3 deaths is still acceptable for a wizard. But I feel like if you have more than that, you're not playing like correctly. You know, so like you mentioned also, like the comments on YouTube, and the reality is, like, as creators we are exposed, right? And
Hmm.
I have
Yeah,
like
definitely.
these people, in my comments, that I call them the non-believers, right? Like they don't believe in the free to play power, that they just come, oh, can you please show me your stats, your like your jam tab, and yeah, right, you didn't do these. So you know what I'm talking about, because like you've been
Yeah,
here
you
for a
definitely.
long time. You probably received like
Mhm.
1 million times more comments than me. So I want to ask you, like, how do you deal with these? Because personally, I usually think it's funny. I try to help. So I said, hey, I know that you don't understand. I don't say that, but that's not what I want to say. As I
Mhm.
I know that you probably don't know, but if you watch this guide, I will explain you everything. How can you actually make level 30 gear in like a few months, right? But they don't believe. They say, no, you're just like lying to everyone. And it's like, so how do you deal like with someone that's like, even though when you try to help them, they still like double down and triple down on the comments that you're just wrong.
Yeah, what I usually do, I will try and answer that question, and if they come back with another reason, then I know this guy is not going to believe me, and that's it.
Yeah,
I
it's just
won't
a
be
waste of
answering
time,
back.
right? After
I mean,
that.
it's a waste of my time and energy.
Yeah.
If, for example, I have done where I showed some really good gameplay in Inferno 3 Open World Farm, 700 Resonance Wizard, destroying everything
Yeah.
with rank 1 gems. Someone comes in and says, "Wow, look at those wings." I mean, he is not
Oh.
looking at
Yeah,
not looking at the resonance, but the wings. So
yeah.
I know
You know
there
that
isn't
he didn't
anything.
even watch. Like, most of the times I see,
Yeah,
okay, this guy didn't even watch the video.
yeah.
Like, like, it's just skipped it.
Yeah, scripted. And he
Yeah,
only saw the title of the video and said that
yeah,
look at his wings, he can do it. I mean, the
yeah,
wings itself is just a cosmetic, and
yeah,
I'm like using 700 something resonance and showcasing that you can do it. But even if you try and explain that, then they will
yeah.
come up with another reason, another
Yeah, it will
reason.
be
So it just
the secondaries. It's gonna be you know, your aura drain,
no,
Rasmus
no,
aura.
it will be the second. It will be secondary. Then it will be your reforge. Then it will be your
Yeah,
gear
yeah, yeah,
ranking.
yeah.
I
Oh,
mean, if
your pet also super.
yeah, yeah, it will be your pet. If you see something like that, then you know that person already have their
Yeah,
mind made. You cannot do anything to change that. So what I
yeah.
usually do is try and avoid that. And sometimes I even get comments which are like, "Hey, stop crying," and why are you sharing it? And sometimes I even get these comments where people accuse me
Mhm.
because of you. Now the wizard will be getting enough because
Mm.
you you
Oh, that
performing so
yeah,
good in you
yeah,
performing so good as a wizard, and wizard is already so weak because of you. Now we are going to see enough. I mean, what am I supposed to do? So
yeah.
it's almost like that. I try and avoid the negativity.
Mhm,
It was used to be really bad when I was somewhat a new creator.
mhm.
It used to get to me really a lot. I used to think like a lot on that, but nowadays I
Yeah,
have
you just say fuck it.
I have I have been more resistance to that. I have increased my own resistance
Yeah,
to
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
Your resistance is
it
higher now. Your
yeah,
secondary
yeah.
is
So it doesn't affect me all that
yeah,
much. I know that the person
yeah,
already made their mind.
yeah.
I
For
can
me,
try and do my best. It's just not going to do anything. So
yeah,
uh, when I see something like that, it's just better you ignore it and move on with your
yeah.
yeah, like
I
next video and guide.
personally,
So that
because I'm also like okay, so there is these different things, these different sides, right? So in real life I'm one person, and
mhm,
on the game I'm another. Okay, so inside the
definitely.
game I always enjoy to be like this cocky asshole. Okay, like the guy, I don't know, it's just like the way that I always enjoy to portray myself, because in real life I'm not like that, you know. So games for me was always like a matter of like escapism, like from the reality. So it is like a weird dynamic, like from like content creator inside the game, but like when I'm playing the character and I'm inside the server, I'm like, you know, I troll around, but not like in a funny way, you know, like those trolls, but like they are funny trolls. That's what I try to be. I'm not saying I'm funny.
Yeah,
I
joking around,
yeah,
like
yeah.
having
I
fun with
try to
others.
be funny. Okay, I try.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I don't like the troll that's just like you know, like you know, like, just annoying. I don't like that. But now I'm a content creator, right? So what is happening, it is like sometimes I say like some, you know, I just like, no, 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 you're just bad at the game, you know, or something. You know, like just
Yeah.
to tease them, or like friendly banter. And sometimes I even know them, you know. But you read that in the world chat, right? And people don't have the context that I know that person, you know. So
Mhm.
they may think like, oh, this guy now is a YouTuber, look at him, he's so cocky, you know. So it's creating here like a conflict between that. I used to be a nobody. I used to just be like a funny troll like on the server, and now people watch my videos. So I don't really want to change, you know, but I feel like it is you understand like the position, because the dynamic changes once you like start exposing
Yeah.
yourself to the public.
I mean, the people who knows me on my server and the clan itself, I am very private. Not because I like to be like that, because but the reason for that is because if I say something, maybe they will not like that, and my comment will end up being on Reddit. Like, look at that
Mm,
Apollyon saying something.
yeah, yeah,
So now that like it does have some effect on you, once you are a content creator. But I have seen so many other players making the same joke, joking around, having fun. No one going on Reddit
yeah.
and saying that they are like doing something bad. But if I were to make some jokes like that, someone will screenshot that, put it on either Discord.
Yeah, and you're
Look
gonna
at
have a hate
Apollyon.
thread. Did you ever got a
Look
hate
at
thread? Did you ever got one?
I did go one
Oh, you got
once
one.
on Reddit, but
How good it
yeah, but
was.
I never.
How good it was.
It was, I forgot what was it about, but it was something about a update, which I said it's a good update. It was some changes with the. Oh yes, I remember, I remember. So it was a update with the Battleground,
Mm-hmm.
where they won't allow you to have more than four tanks and four range classes.
Mm.
And I made a video in which I said this is a good update, a welcome change. Now we will finally see some balancing.
Mm-hmm.
And I shared some games where where I said that it is somewhat working at the time. I am not seeing more than four tanks and four range classes,
Mm-hmm.
and that was someone did not. Someone was like, "Apollyon is completely wrong. It isn't a good change. We still
Yeah.
need matchmaking to get
Did they put
fixed."
like the wall
What?
of text? You know, like the 17 paragraphs.
Yeah, there was a lot. Like this person is sold out.
Oh
He
my
just
god.
that and this, and I tried. I did not like made another video on that. I try and stay away from all
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
drama.
yeah.
But I did reply back to that person. I told him I wasn't saying that the matchmaking is better. I was saying that it is a good feature now
Yeah.
that
It's
we
the same
cannot
way
have
we
more
were
than
saying,
four tanks
right?
and four. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a different thing than what you're saying. I was talking about
Yeah.
it is the matchmaking is somewhat working where it does not allow you to have more than four tanks and four range classes in a single
Yeah.
team. So that is what I was talking about in my original
Yeah.
video. What you're saying is like implying that I said that matchmaking has somewhat gotten better. That is not the case. So
Yeah,
those
yeah.
are two different
No,
things.
I feel
And that
like
did end up being, yeah, that did end up being on Reddit. Some
mm,
players was like talking about that, but me being I try and avoid all sort of drama. It's never good for yourself. It's just really a lot of negative energy,
yeah.
and I try
I
and
don't
stay
know what
away
you're
from
talking
that.
about. I don't know. I don't never experienced the the
I mean, in my early days, in my early days, Diablo Immortal wasn't the only game I was covering. There
yeah.
was another game. I had my fair share of fun
Yeah.
fighting others. Back then, I
Yeah.
was quite small and I did not have all that much intention,
Yeah.
but learned a lot from there. Grew up now. I learned that it is best for my own self, like to avoid anything. Like
Yeah.
just share your opinion, whatever. I mean, I have seen so many misinformation on Diablo Immortal by some casuals. I just don't go into all that.
Yeah.
I come up with
So
my
you're
own
saying that
videos
the
and
other
share.
party was a
Yeah.
casual?
I would
I'm
say there is
trolling.
some
I'm
yeah, I
trolling.
would
I'm
say
trolling.
oh, this is getting controversial, but I would say there is some misinformation from casuals
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
on Diablo Immortal as well. Quite a lot of misinformation,
Yeah.
but I try and avoid that. I try and fix that with my own videos
Yeah.
where I try and give some proper information if someone is looking for that. So
Yeah.
it's better you can consume other content, but don't. I try and not add that in my own content and give them any
Yeah.
attention.
But
I just try
okay,
and
you're saying that you don't
yeah.
try to add drama. But
Uh-huh.
okay, but you know what I'm
But
talking
but
about. But you know what I'm gonna say.
oh
You
no.
are a bit, a clickbait bitch. You know that. I know what you do. Like I'm a content
I
creator.
mean
I know
I
what you
mean
do, man.
I mean
You
I mean
feed the fuck out
I'm
of that. I know
clickbait is a
exactly what you're doing, man.
oh my goodness. Clickbait is not something I'm doing myself. I mean the
No, no.
bigger creators out there, they all using it.
No, no, no.
That is
It's
how
not
YouTube works.
clickbait, but you use negative bait sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah, you use.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Yes.
feed into that shit
Like my
like you
title can be
suck on
negative,
that
but
like
I will
so
not
hard, man. Like I
yeah.
see.
I mean, I
Um,
my title is going to be negative, but I
yeah,
myself won't be negative in the video.
yeah, yeah,
That is to catch the attention of someone who has seen the title.
yeah, yeah,
But in the video itself, I won't be negative. I mean, these are some more tactics on YouTube to try and get some
yeah,
attention. Sometimes you need to change the titles to make the algorithm work. If you keep on doing the good stuff, then
yeah.
you
No,
need
no.
to
I
sometimes do the
agree.
bad stuff.
I mean, like
Yeah,
even on when I do my guides and everything, I'm
mm,
always very honest. Like if I think something sucks, I'll
yeah,
say it sucks. If I think something is good, I'll say it's good. So I feel like it's very important for you to not to feed in both sides, like, because if you're like always negative, people think you're like a whiny bitch, and if you're always positive,
Yeah,
they're gonna think like you're paid by Blizzard, right? So it
yeah,
is
definitely.
like these you have to keep the balance, and it's tough. It is the
Yeah,
not and you know what, it won't matter, because someone in the comment section will think that or you pay by Blizzard or you're also a negative guy, like, so you'll never please anyone at the end of the day. So the best is just like, just dive into like being more honest and
yeah,
upfront, and
yeah, and I would say you can always check your how many likes, dislikes you are getting on your video.
now I always get
If
one
the
dislike, man.
yeah,
I know is
y- there's there's I mean, you can tell if
Mm.
players disliking your
Yeah, yeah.
content or not, even if you're trying to like somewhat go with the negative title, but your topic is somewhat makes sense. So I try and see if I get dislike.
Mm-hmm.
The video that I put out today, it did end up getting some dislike. It is
Mm-hmm.
someone sitting at 84%, I believe so, because I talked about AFK farming, basically.
Oh, fuck that, I don't like
AFK,
it. Oh.
AFK farming. So controversial again, AFK farming.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen a player in my own clan who was doing the AFK farming getting suspended.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to talk about that. Don't do it. It will get your account suspended or even
Mm-hmm.
banned because it is actually happening. But like you said, there are some disbeliever. They don't
Yeah,
believe
the
you, even though you
non-believers.
try to tell them. Unless it will happen to them, they won't believe.
Yeah.
And
One day they will wake up and they
again,
say, "Oh my god, I'm suspended, but I didn't do anything."
I mean, sometime some of these guys, I'm sorry to say that sometimes they will act as they have not done anything wrong, even though they know that they have, but
Yeah,
they will
yeah,
go
yeah.
on Reddit or any
No,
other
but they
community
cannot
post and
say
say,
that. They cannot say that they did something wrong. Otherwise, like,
yeah,
they will never get the account back. So
yeah.
it's like denying until, like, you get your account back. So until you were proven. Like, the thing is, like, I remember like this guy on the official Discord, like, he's saying, "Oh, I just got like banned by no," and it's like, why? Like, I didn't do anything wrong and I didn't get suspended. Like, okay, I'm not saying like it cannot happen, but it is like so suspicious that you actually gonna, like, I had like my World of Warcraft account for more than like what, 20 years now. I had my Diablo 3, I had my Diablo 4, I have my, I never got like any problem with it, because you know what, I never did anything wrong, or anything shady, or anything that even could come close to TOS. Because in my perspective, the way I see AFK farming, the reality is nobody knows. Okay, nobody really
Mhm.
knows if it's bannable or not. So, because there is this doubt, in my opinion, if you're a player, don't do it, because there is a chance. So,
Well, what I would add is with the AFK farming, if player sees you like doing AFK farming, they most likely going to report you. And
mm,
that is
the
mostly the case of your
oh, the
account
other
getting
players, they
suspended.
report you because they see you that you're
Yeah,
oh, I
like
see.
I
So
mean,
the game
I'm a
system
nice guy.
wants,
I'm
but
not going to.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I can be a nice guy and I won't be reporting. But if someone else come to that spot to farm and sees you like basically AFK farming on auto click, they won't be happy and they might report you. Eventually, once you start getting enough reports, you will be hit with a suspension or a ban. And I won't say every time it is going to be a correct ban by Blizzard. It is by no means that is the case because in the past, mass reporting is a big thing
Mm-hmm.
where you can try and mass report someone and get them banned. You can mass report someone names and their account gets suspended. So things like that still happening. But with the AFK farmer, the thing is nowadays a lot of players, like 70% players, don't like that, don't appreciate that. So if they see you, there is this new thing happening in my server.
Mm-hmm.
If you see any AFK farmer,
You
you
report them.
report them.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is a new thing happening inside of my server because right
Mm-hmm.
now all the important spots where you
Are
can go and
taken.
farm are taken in the morning by these AFK farmers
Oh, I
because
see.
right now we also, as of recording this right now, we have a Winds of Fortune event where you can
Mm-hmm.
get
Me.
more normal gems from open world farm if you are in a team of four. So we have a lot of these players standing and just farming the normal gems like that.
So
And
tell me something, because maybe you know better than me. Does he
mhm.
has a limit? Like the is it like limited to 12 gems per day or no? Or it's just like endlessly?
Yeah, it is. It is capped
Oh,
to 12 gems.
oh,
You
okay,
cannot get
okay,
more than 12.
okay.
But right now, you can get additional 12 gems, which will be unbounded, and you can use those or you can sell those. So
From the
because of the
event, from the event.
yeah, from Winds of Fortune allows you to get 12 extra gem per day. Either you
Mm,
could be doing dungeons and getting normal gems like that, or you
okay,
could
I
be
guess I
like
have
in
to
a
farm. I'm late on
yeah, you
them.
could be you can do that in a Cursor Tower. That is going to be the fastest way in a team of
Mm,
four, or you
okay.
can do that in a like open world farm with a team
Yeah,
of
yeah,
four.
yeah.
And I have seen players doing that AFK farming. So yeah,
Yeah.
one person in my own clan is so tired of these players. I think you have I won't name them, but so tired of these players now that they are getting reported in my server because
Yeah.
of this Winds of Fortune
Fuck 'em.
event. So yeah.
Fuck.
uh,
No,
so
I
I would say if anyone is doing AFK farming, don't do it. Don't put your account at risk. It's just not
yeah, it's
worth
not
it.
worth it. Especially if
It's
you
just
spend
not worth
money,
it.
like like
Yeah, time is money as well. Even for
yeah,
a free to play player, if you have spent a lot of time, it's just not worth it. If you don't have time to
the risk is
farm
too
that
high,
way,
in my
yeah,
opinion.
just don't do it.
Yeah,
No point in risking your account for some rewards, which can end
yeah.
up like basically getting your account
Yeah, and so many
banned
people,
forever.
like you are completely attached. Like I love my barbarian, like literally in an emotional way. I feel like I have this emotional attachment to the character because I just spent like so many hours, like thousands of hours now, with it. But there is a component here that is also very important that I don't see a lot of people also speaking because sometimes people don't move on from the game because okay, maybe you have some friends like inside the game and that keeps you attached, but I feel like there is like three big attachments that Diablo Immortal like kind of keeps people hooked. One is the emotional attachment, as I spoke, like to your character because you spend a lot of
Mhm.
time with it. The other is the social attachment, like maybe you like the people on your guild, on your band, or you just like you have some friends there. And the third one, which I think is the one that people don't speak a lot, it is the financial attachment. Because if you spend like
Yes.
$5,000 on one account, like god damn it, like I better take all the juice out of it, or even more. Like some people spend like even way more than that. So
Yeah, definitely.
as a spender, okay, but again, like it's hard to ask you because like you're a content creator. But even as a content creator, like if you're like did the financial aspect because you spent money on the game, even though you came from YouTube and all these things, but did
Mhm.
that part also the financial investment did kept you in the game, or out of these three, which one do you think is the one that it keeps you playing the game?
So it has been like this for me. I mean, I do some things every month for myself, which is for my own entertainment. Like that is my budget, set budget. I
Mm-hmm.
don't try and go over that, and I can do whatever with that amount of money. Either I go and spend that in real life, go to movies, go
Yeah.
somewhere, I have a nice dinner, go out, do something, or buy some new game. Could be something else. Could be Diablo Immortal, get my next goal and raise my character power. So it's somewhat like that. My entertainment money. I don't try and spend more than that. And that is how it has been for me. It
Mm-hmm.
took me more than 2 years to reach 5K resonance. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of players blasted the resonance. Me, I have not done that. I got a lot of legendary crests farmed free. I farmed a lot of platinum. The market in my server was extremely good before it crashed. Everything was selling for 400 gems, so I made a ton of platinum that way, buying the legendary gems and the gem power I needed. And that is one of the reason I also got a lot of power. I don't think I have spent all that much compared to some players, and
But
yeah,
do
that
you
is
feel
how.
financially attached also to the account just because you
Yes,
spend as much?
definitely. I have spent too much right now to go away.
Yeah. Do you think it's a problem
Yeah.
when it comes to mobile gaming in general, like the
It is
financial
a
attachment?
problem. Yeah, it is stopping a lot of players right now from
Mm.
moving on, and that is one of the reason when someone try to move on, they try and sell their account,
Yeah.
which is another reason why so many whales are unhappy. They don't want people able to sell their account, but if someone wants to get away, it's just not easy.
Yeah.
There's just so much
So much on
you
the
have to
line,
spend.
right? Like so much
Yeah,
time
you
and
have spent.
money and,
You have spent so much. You want to get something back, and
yeah,
they
yeah.
try and sell their account.
And they sell
And
probably like cheap, like not cheap, but like comparably to what they.
okay, I have seen some hidden
Mm,
chat of
mm-hmm.
these buy and sell accounts.
Okay.
And the 8,000 and 9,000 residence account goes up to like 10,000 to $20,000.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. No, no.
And
I
that was
mean,
like from a couple of months ago. So
yeah.
big wheels account,
Like
uh,
I'm
20,
definitely not a promoter when it comes like to these accounts. Like I feel like
yeah,
it's just like,
yeah.
bro,
I
what are
think
you
this is a good,
doing?
this,
Like what are you
I mean,
doing? Like, oh my god, like why the fuck like you wanna like you play this game because you wanna experience, you wanna feel the journey. If you're like just straight up buying an account, you're like
I
skipping the
think
whole experience. It's just like so cringe.
I think this is a good time that we add a disclaimer here to anyone who is new watching this.
Mm-hmm.
Buying account is against terms and conditions. Selling account is against terms and condition. If you are watching this, listening to this, do not
Yeah,
do it.
do not do it,
Your
man.
account,
It's
yeah,
cringe.
either you can get scammed, you can also get your account banned.
Yeah,
So don't do it.
yeah,
And as for like you were saying, it's just not fun.
yeah.
I agree with that. I mean, you have not put any
Any effort,
time
man.
into.
No,
Yeah, I mean, it was fun for me to upgrading my gear
of
from level
course,
one to
man.
rank
And that's
30.
why you were attached. You were attached because
Yeah,
you spend time, money, effort. I was gonna say sweat and tears, but maybe not. Maybe that's for the YouTube.
that I did a lot
Yeah,
of hours into
yeah.
editing software, editing,
A lot of
and
sweat on
making.
your balls and my balls, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
So
god,
yeah,
man. You know what? We had other things, but I think we're just gonna leave it as it is, man. This was okay, Apollyon. I gotta say that based on your channel, I was
mhm,
expecting a different person. Okay, and you're actually an awesome dude. Like I feel like what's in the rumor I said to you, like sometimes like you have the person and then you have the personality, and I feel
yeah.
like now I'm knowing the Apollyon, the person, and that's why I enjoy to have like these conversations, because I thought they were probably gonna clash more, and like you have your opinion, I have mine, but I feel like in general when two people are having a conversation and we listen to each other arguments, which like sometimes doesn't happen
Mhm.
whenever like you watch someone else's videos, or like there are like so many things that go off context that maybe gives you like the wrong perception, or I checked one of your videos and I watched only the first 3 minutes, so I didn't watch like until the end where you literally almost said the reverse that you said, like so many things when it comes to content sometimes are taking off context, and I feel like sometimes like in this is just like me being straight up with you, because you do like the negative bait, like it tends to make a perception that maybe you are like someone is gonna come here on the podcast only gonna start speaking bad about the game, that everything is shit. And well, the person that I found was like someone that's obviously passionate about the game, obviously someone that has a strong opinion, but also has like some constructive and intelligent ideas. So in that sense, man, I really appreciate. I had a blast speaking with you. We spoke for you said that you didn't you couldn't speak for long, but it's been like 3 hours. I just
Yeah,
noticed.
yeah.
S-
I told you I'm not a very talkative person in real
Yeah.
life, and I was like explaining English isn't something that I use
No, but you did
in
great, man.
real life all that much. So I was like, if I will able to
No,
like talk for
it
this
was
long.
perfect. So yeah, with this said, I respect you. I respect the grind.
And I'm humbled to be here and being invited by you and talk about the game itself. I know sometimes my titles are somewhat clickbait, but that is because of the YouTube culture. You can
Yeah,
say it.
yeah, yeah.
Sometimes I need to do that to get some attention, but it doesn't mean I don't like the game. I've been playing since day one. If I did not like the game, I would have like moved on to something else. And
Yeah.
I do like the game, and I hope and wish it will get even better for everyone else in future, and especially for new players. I hope they do something which will change few things for them so they can catch up in combat rating to the veteran players as well. It will make the overall experience much better, and I think we will have a lot more fresh blood
Yeah.
playing the game that is needed right now. We need some fresh blood, so I think it would make sense if they remove some cap, maybe add some buffs to getting some salvage material and buffs to maybe
Yeah,
Heliquary
100%.
and Warband, so they can increase their combat rating. We will benefit from that. Even the veteran players and the new players will have more
Yeah.
fun getting power, upgrading their stuff, and reaching the Inferno too.
Yeah.
I think that is going to be better for the overall health of the
Yeah.
game. And
So,
it
with this,
was
you have any last words?
last word I would say subscribe to Indez,
No.
follow him. He is a complete free to play player, something that I really like myself. I know I'm not a free to play player, but when I see one doing really good, it does make me want to be better myself with the power I have. So he has been inspiring others, and he has inspired me as well to do better. And I will try and create some more detailed content myself with this wizard when we get something new, because that is just my honest opinion. When I see someone, a content creator like Urod been doing really good,
Hmm.
Wicked doing really good, Mao
Yeah.
been doing really good, you've been doing really good. When I see these like informative content, I do appreciate that,
Yeah.
and
But
it makes me want to
I'll just
like
want
do
to add
better.
one thing, Apollyon,
Mhm.
because I had this conversation with other creators, right? And it's very easy sometimes whenever you see that others are doing good, that you feel like there's something wrong with you. Okay, so don't feel that way, and don't take
Yeah,
like in a
definitely.
negative way whatever I said, because I above all I said to you the first thing I respect, and above all I respect
Mhm.
someone that puts their opinion out there. Doesn't matter what is gonna happen. Okay, for the good or
Yeah.
the bad, you put your opinion out there. I respect that. I think that's how people should be, even if you have to live with the consequences. Hey, sometimes it is what it is, right? And you just live and learn, like you said, and very well. So
I mean,
go for
I
it.
mean, sometimes you need to say it, otherwise it eats you from inside. And
W-
at the end of the day, it's just our opinion, not a
yeah.
fact. I have said this so many times in my own video.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm doing tier lists like gem, like talking about a gem, it is my personal opinion, not a fact. This is what I think as a wizard. And again, what we talked about today is our opinion as a content creator and not a fact. You can have totally different opinion. We respect that. We just hope that you respect our opinion as well, and
Yeah, but I'll say like
not be negative about it. Yeah.
do you agree that I feel like I don't know, and maybe it's me because I'm new at this, but I feel
Mhm.
like I'm trying to bring a fresh wave into like the content creation, also like to inspire other content creators to do like new things, new ideas, push like it's all pushing the envelope, right? Like it's an expression that you want to try, maybe sometimes do a radical idea that you didn't ever even consider to try. So I saw, for example, recently Crane, he did like a guy that he starts like doing this story. We have Aurat like doing like this mystery murder kind of like video, because he really likes cinema, and or like these intros, very complex cinematics, and it was like, oh, I don't know if I should do this, because clicks and watch time, and as I said, like, bro, just be you, just do whatever the fuck you want. And I don't know if he took that and he did that because of that. I don't know that, but I know that I feel like as a viewer, okay, I only been a content creator for the past month. I felt
Mhm.
like the game content as a whole on the YouTube was saturated with builds and guides, okay.
Yes.
So that's why I said, fuck it, I'm gonna do a podcast, you know or then you have like, because like there's like these three types of videos: you have the builds, you have the guides, and you have the news. So these things, they still need to exist, okay, because guides, they bring eyeballs, builds, they bring eyeballs, guides, they are very helpful, they are like a font of information. Then you have also the news and updates, because people like that. But where is the rest? What is like more? What are the
Where is the
collabs?
conversation?
Yeah,
Where's the
what is the
conversation?
discussion? What is the
Yeah,
reacts?
yeah, discussion.
What is all the? I don't know. For me, it was always like crazy that you have a game that nobody collabs with anyone. It's
Mhm.
just I feel like as a whole it is bad for everyone. This is just
I
like my
mean,
personal opinion.
I would add there are two things I think you added to the community. Number one is you being as a free to play player. That is a fresh thing that we have now in a good content creator space of Diablo Immortal. And another thing that you bring was the podcast. And third thing I would say, be yourself, like you said, as a content creator. Be
Yeah,
yourself. Doesn't matter how you create your content. Just make sure the information you're giving is good.
yeah,
When it comes to content, I myself don't think I'm like all that entertaining, but I try and create some informative guides for a wizard build, and I try to be truthful to that. I might not be the entertainer like in making entertaining guides, but my information for the guides for a wizard, I know they are good enough that if someone try those builds and watch the videos, they will get some good
yeah.
result. So I just make sure. And another thing that I have been playing since 2 years, it does take you time to make these videos. A lot of people don't realize sometimes we have to come up with the ideas, edit, gameplay,
Yeah,
make guys and redo
it's
stuff.
tough.
Sometimes, yeah, we have to cut out our own mistakes.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you learn, especially when I'm doing some mechanics testing, gem testing, and it takes time. So
Yeah. But you know what? The end result, once it's done, I feel
definitely,
like it ends up being worth it. As long as you put like something good. I will personally say I don't want to be a build guide. Okay. I don't like to I do builds and I do guides because I feel like I have this idea that excites me and I just want to create it, and I want to share it with the community. But personally, over time, if I could just do like discussion and conversation and talk about the game, bro, that would be like insane. It'll be like a dream for me, because I feel like when it comes to guides and my guides are mainly like my personal experience, but when it comes to builds, it is like it attracts like a very nerdy specific audience that like very critical like about everything, and
yeah,
what I want to say is like just take the guides that you do, the builds that I make or any content creator makes as an inspiration. If you think you can do better, if you think you have a better version, yeah, you can say in the comments that, hey, can you try these? Like I try these. If you change these, maybe, but like say it in a nicer way. Don't say like, oh, your build sucks. I have tested it,
yeah,
and
definitely, yeah,
like you should have been using these answers and these answers because of X, Y,
yeah.
and Z. And it's like, bro, like stop being cringe, man. Just like take the content.
So this is how I goes on this myself. Like I don't say like this is a better build or that is a better build. What I use a word like you can use a different variant of this build. Like it's only changing
Yeah,
couple of
yeah,
essences. So you
exactly.
can like change a different variation, variant of the build and see maybe that is going to work better with your playstyle. But it
I
does not
agree.
mean that it will make that build better than the other one. It's just a
Mm,
variant of the build that allows you to have more options.
mm,
So
yeah, 100%.
even if I'm putting out a guide or you are putting out a guide, yes, you have an option of switching out few essences and go with a different
Or closing the
variant of the
video.
build.
Or just close
don't
the
close the
video.
don't close the video. Watch it till the end.
Yeah, watch it till the end. Click on the next one. Go to the playlist. Leave it. Go to sleep. Leave the playlist on.
Another another thing I want to say here with the build videos, when we are doing the build videos, it will only like focus on the specific crowd. Like a barbarian crowd will see that
Yeah,
unless your build is like the Hota, the first time you put that, everyone wanted to see, oh, barbarian new build, this is looking good.
that was a
Otherwise, it
banger,
will be
man. That was a banger.
yeah. Otherwise, it will be a small group of like wizard, barbarian, whoever wants that build
Yeah,
watching. So most of the time, the news videos will get you more views. But this is really good now that you have bring the podcast where we can have conversation. It's a breath of fresh air for content creators, and I think for the audience and the viewers and the people playing the game as well, something new for them to watch.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah, one
hope
of
you
the
continue
maybe in the
this and
future.
don't. Yeah, I hope you continue this and don't stop playing Diablo Immortal because
Let's see, man.
this
Let's
is
see if
something
the
good.
community is
Yeah,
good to me. Like
yeah.
if Blizzard pays me well, maybe.
Yeah, but you should definitely
Uh,
try the Vessel of Hateware, share your
yeah, yeah, I
personal
will one hundred
opinion.
percent. Yeah,
I think I will be doing the same thing, not like going to the guys or something, more
yeah, yeah,
like a casual type of myself
yeah,
experiencing and sharing that on the
yeah.
channel. Uh,
One hundred
yeah,
percent. Yeah.
yeah.
So, Apollyon, great talk.
Uh,
I loved
yeah,
it.
it has been. Yeah, I'm
Uh, wa-
humbled to be here, and it was.
it was amazing. It was amazing. So,
Yeah, originally I was quite nervous. Like I said, I'm not
yeah.
native
But now you're
English
not. You
speaker.
were a banger.
Yeah,
You were literally a
yeah.
banger. You banged.
I hope I did good. I hope I did
You did
good.
awesome.
And if I and the last one of the last one, and if I have said something that someone did not like, my apologies to that. It was
I
just
don't,
my
don't,
personal
no, no, never
opinion.
say no, no, no. Just say like, no, fuck that. Not on these podcasts. Whatever you said, it is the truth. It is the honest truth. Okay. Whoever doesn't agree, fuck them.
I was being honest myself. But if
Yeah.
someone did not end up liking that,
Listen, never say sorry. Like
yeah,
it's your opinion.
yeah.
If someone is not understandable enough to understand it is your opinion, I mean, it is what it is. I will deal with them in the comments. Like, don't worry. I'll shield you. I'll
Oh
say,
no,
I'll
oh
just
no,
ban them all.
I would advise you just stay away from
uh,
the negativity. You're already
yeah,
doing a really good job
yeah, yeah.
at
I know, I
like
know. I'm just,
you you you're
I troll
taking
a
a
lot.
lot. Yeah, you're taking a lot of time into making these and bringing other creators here on your platform.
Yeah.
I mean, Blizzard should be paying for this, but they are not.
No, no, no.
I
It's
cannot
fine.
say.
It is
I mean,
what
I
it
can
is.
say something there, but I don't think they will like it.
Yeah,
But I mean,
no.
no one
It is what it
in
is, man.
current era, time is money, and no one
Yeah,
does
yeah.
anything for
But
free.
I'm
But
enjoying this.
Blizzard is getting this for free,
Yeah,
like free promotion for their game,
yeah.
and they should be treating the content creators with some more, I would say, paid
You know
Blizzard.
what? Maybe one day we'll reach that. I feel like more than the payment, I feel like also getting access to like, for example, I would like to have exclusive interviews, for example, with developers or something. And I'm actually trying to make some connections there because I feel like imagine bringing a developer here, like that'll be awesome. So I feel like there are also other ways that
Definitely.
are more valuable than money, but definitely at the end of the day, money is the thing that pays for the house, it pays for the food, it pays for the family. So it has to be like
No,
a win-win
I would say.
situation.
I would say if developer or someone from the community or the community manager themselves like come here and talk with the content creator, answer some of the community questions, that could
That'd be
be
awesome.
really, really awesome
Yeah,
for content creators, yourself, and the community itself. Community wants to see that communication from
yeah,
Blizzard
yeah,
part, which isn't there. I mean, we did end up getting a new community manager after 2 years. That was, I mean, it happened, and we still need more communication with like what is happening behind
yeah.
the curtains. When we look at the Diablo 4, we see campfire chat,
Oof, yeah. It definitely is
chat, and
different. It's a
yeah,
different beast.
there's so much communication there.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
when it comes to Diablo Immortal,
yeah,
I think that is why sometimes I personally don't feel all that good, and I
yeah.
just need to express myself.
Yeah,
Uh,
hopefully we're gonna have
no,
better days,
yeah,
like that's all we can
yeah,
hope.
hopefully,
Yeah. But
hopefully, yeah.
you know what? It was a great talk. In for our viewers that if you're still watching this is the secret call. I want you guys to put the timestamp in the bottom in the comments, because if you listen until now, you're a true legend. Don't you think, like someone that listened until this moment, like 3 hours and 70 minutes, you're just crazy. Like, but you know what? You're crazy enough for
I
me to
mean,
appreciate you and
I mean,
Apollyon
I
too.
mean, it's possible someone is still watching till the end. I mean, if we can have a conversation for this long, there
Yeah.
is someone who is listening to this till
Yeah.
the end.
I
So
hope so.
again, thanks for having me,
Yeah.
inviting me. I'm humbled, and I was nervous at like start, but I feel quite comfortable
Yeah.
here
It was
talking with
awesome.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a fun talk, and I think it feels refreshing to me
Okay.
talking about the game
Hey,
and sharing my own
feels good
thoughts.
to hear that.
Yeah,
Feels good.
yeah.
So, as always, thank you for watching, and I catch you guys on the next one. Peace.